Hey guys, how are you? What's going on? Happy Friday. What's up? So yeah, I did just watch the latest episode of Phone Calls from Prison. We're not going to react to it tonight cuz it like literally just came out, so I'm sure no one's had a chance to really see it yet. So, we'll do it tomorrow, like go through the whole thing and have a good laugh, but I figured we could have a little bit of a laugh. I'm not going to hold y'all too long unless y'all really want to talk. But I said, you know what? I took some notes and I was like, golly. I mean, I'm just like, the thirst is so real. Ma'am is thirsty for that man. And it's like, my God, what is really going on over there? Sis is like, girl, are you okay? Are you okay? Golly. It's like she's serious about that dude. Wait, hold on. Let me see. She is serious about him. And it's like, for what? What is going on? Oh my God. Anyway, let me look at my notes. Let me open up my notes because it was three calls. The last call to me was the funniest because she was sitting up there trying to talk about her low key talk, not even low key. She was just talking about her body. And he asked her, can you see your bones on your butt? And I'm wondering, does he even like her? Because how is he asking you, can you see your bones on your body? Because he must think you bony rony already. And I mean, shouts out to anybody who's bony rony. That's your business. But at the end of the day, Sir was like, can you see your bones? Like almost like if you can see your bones on your butt, I mean, sis, that's not sexy, but that's his words, not mine. I don't care. Like that's y'all's business. Um, but yeah, let me go through what I have. If you guys want to call in, you can because um I took some random notes and I was like, you know what? I know we're going to talk about. Let me put up a community post because I feel like I've been dropping shorts. The last short I put up was a request from someone, and then I put up a short today. Maybe some of you saw it. I'd put up a short a couple of days ago about when Sonya said she had just virtually slapped Nesto. So someone came along and was like, yeah, you got that wrong. Like, to me, I don't know. Like, how about just say something like, hey, Fran, I thought there was a part where Sonya said she was going to slap Shirley. But this idiot comes through talking about, I see there's a big difference between I just gave you a virtual slap to Nesto and you saying that Sonya said that she was going to slap Shirley. And I was like, bitch, it's all in the delivery to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. And it's not to say I don't get things wrong, but I think about things before I do things. I'm thoughtful in what I do. And what? That's two different situations. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, now we're conflating and we're confusing. But anyway, I bothered, like I was not even going to answer until I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm just going to put both of these out. Like I'm going to put the other one out and I'm going to post it in its own short, and don't come through here bothering me because I'm going to post your name and everything. Like for real. Don't come through here bothering me. Like I don't bother anybody. I don't do anything. You know what I mean? I just do my content. And so I had to, and it was probably Sonya or one of Sonia's little, you know, shit starters or whatever on the side chick awareness campaign. Um and she did threaten to slap. She did ask Nesto if he wanted her to slap Shirley. And she did also get her face crunched when she said that she wanted to smack Nesto. And he was like, what? And just like today when she told him to shut up, like she told him to shut up and he was like, "What?" And Sonya got a slick ass mouth. And that's why Sonya doesn't have long-term relationships and she doesn't have a man. That's why she got a man, a fictitious ass man in jail. A guy who won't even commit to her to be her man behind bars because she got a slick ass mouth and she likes to say stuff. Meanwhile, you don't have anything to back it up with. Like you are not able to back up like what your mouth is saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've heard all the little corny expressions. I'm not going to even go through them, but you all know what I'm talking about. Ma'am needs to stop because I'm seeing now. I've told you guys before, I think she's one of these chicks that likes to tussle. That's why she's always finding her ass in trouble with these men's. Um, okay. And I'm not condoning anything like that, but we all know that we know whether you know someone or not, because I don't really know if I even know anyone like this, because don't even tell me because there's nothing we can do. If you guys like to tussle over at your house, don't expect me and my husband to pull up and save your asses all the time. Hell to the no. No. I mean, if y'all don't like each other, separate. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that those kind of situations always go left. Anyway, so she seems like one of these chicks that likes to tussle. And and then she's got the slick mouth and likes to say things. Say what you gotta say. Stop playing with the man. Say what you got to say and let him hear like you say poke your chest out and be straight up because it's so funny how you think what Shirley should be doing but she doesn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? All she does is sit up here and complain about, oh, this apartment costs two. If you can't afford to live in Atlanta, don't come to Atlanta. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know if any of you, I'm assuming most of you just watch it. And if you're not, you're gonna. So if you have not watched it yet and you are, you're scared of a spoiler, then click out now and then you can come back. Um, but I'll drop the call in. I'm kind of trying to go in order, but if you've got something you want to highlight, we can talk about it. Um, Let's see. But yeah, this is just so we don't have the situation that happened last night. We had someone call in and they seem to have gotten lost on platform 10. They saw that we were live and they saw that it said call in and they called in, which was fine. I mean, hey, no problems there, right? But didn't have any idea what we were talking about. And I tried to relate this topic for sir, and he just seemed like he got lost. He took a left when he should have took a right, and he ended up in this in the chat, and he, bless his heart. Anyway, so if you're new here and you're not sure what's going on, make sure you know what you want to talk about before you click in, okay? Because I think that speaks for itself, right? Okay. And if you're new, you're new, but have something to talk about. This is not I can't spoon feed it tonight, okay? So, okay. All right. Sounds like a plan, right? Look, it was interesting and we welcome everyone, new, OG, whatever. Just go with it, right? Um it's kind of hard to, you know what I mean? Like I cannot give everybody a crash course on what we're talking about. It's probably not, you think he was high. Okay, period. All right. So yeah, he was high. According to Sierra, sir was high and it's all good. Did I pin it? Let me see. I feel like I dropped it, didn't I? I did. I'm gonna pin it now. Okay. Guys, we have 2 more days for Christmas hats. So I'm slowly deleting my Christmas decorations. I was late with my Christmas decorations because I was sick I was legit sick for 10 days. I made it through though. So guys, don't forget to hit the like button for me. I appreciate that so much. I'm going to put a Q&A box. So anyone that doesn't want to call in, you can drop right into the Q&A. Um, I don't even know what to do a poll about. I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking like, oh, maybe it'll come to me in a little bit, but for right now, All right, so let's see. Let me look at my notes. I had to plug my phone in. Hold on. I'm looking. Okay. So the first call, she's talking about, hi, unique girl. Hello. Oh, let me not be rude and say hello to everyone. Okay. I was going to say something, but I feel like I'm on a rant of complaining, but let me not, because girl, we don't, at the end of the day, sis really don't care. So I'm not gonna even bother to complain. So let me say hello to Bougie Gang. Hi Shannon. Hi Makeup Forever. Hi Amber. What is going on to the gang stars? Happy Friday, y'all. Let's try to get through and say hi to everyone that's here at the moment. If it gets to be too long, y'all, we gonna just have to we just gonna have to keep moving. Is it Nakia? Shonda, AK, Glennis, Nikisha, Born a Diva, Hazel, Finesse, um, Susie, and Finesse. Thank you so much. You know what I'm talking about. I appreciate that so much, sis. Pretty Frugal Diva, Ruthie, I Am Worthy, Nikki, Catherine, Black Hourglass, AA, Favored Brown Girl, Miss HLS, Retired Combat Veteran Girl 55. How you doing, sis? What's going on? Tina, Tony, Miss Helena, Blessed, Monique. I think I said Pretty Frugal Diva. I know I said Shonda. Succeeding to Ashanti, Salita, Miss Bookie. Um, Nikki, did I say two times? Demi, Monique, Whiskey, Call Me Darling. Hi, Vicky. Hey, Boo Boo. How are you, Nakia? What's going on? Erica, hey boo, how are you? Let's see if I'm forgetting anybody. I see Ebony, Gwen, I Am Worthy. Maybe that's for the two times. Is it Afia? Ruthie. I said what I said. Nicole, Chris, Real Talk Bougie. No, that's me. Okay, Miss Lady, what's going on? Michelle. Nicole, did I call you out already, Miss Grace? And Crump Mini, Crump, is it Crump? Crump Mine Mini Me? I don't know. I may be getting it wrong. I'm sure I am. Jay Blake, Sierra, Hazel Sweets, My Two Cents, God Got My Back, 86, Nikki G's World, Pat Booker, Katina, Unique Girl, what's going on? Hi, Pineapples. How are you? Happy Friday, everybody. Oh, hey, our good friend. I know some people are going to be happy at this caller. The voice of reason is calling in. Just a second. Um, hey, Joey, how are you?
Fran, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Did you
I'm
have
in
a
the
good
middle.
Christmas?
Oh my God, Christmas was great.
Mm.
We did a little bit more shopping today. Did we go shopping yesterday too? Today was like Aaron's a little bit of like topping off the groceries because it was like we're missing some stuff for the weekend. So we did that, did a couple of like returnish type things. Yesterday we went and did a little more shopping. Christmas was super nice. We had company, made a lot of food. It was good. What about you guys?
Sounds about the same thing here.
Okay.
Christmas. We are a Christmas family, so
Oh my God.
it's kind of an all hands on deck affair for us. We don't really do Thanksgiving, but we do
Uh-huh.
Christmas.
Oh my God. And
Yep.
I got some Christmas decorations that were on sale. I got a really beautiful advent calendar that's kind of like a tiered, like almost like a bush, like one of those tiered things, and it's got all of the advent drawers in it. So cute. It's like gingerbread style. It's so nice. I have to take a picture of it, but and then I got some Santa Claus dishes for next year. So I love getting some new stuff like when it goes on sale and just put it away for next year so I have like new stuff to play with. But yeah, that was kind of fun today. So yeah, I love Christmas too. I love all of it.
Yeah, it's
So,
my favorite. It's next to Halloween. It's my favorite.
oh my God.
Yeah, I
So,
love
what did you
Halloween.
think about the call today? I mean, is it like, I think honestly, Sonya is one of these women who you almost have to kick her ass out the door. Like she's one of these girls that you have to like really, really, really break up with her. That's just my impression. But she's not getting the clue. I think this far exceeds Nesto just wanting to talk in code. I think he's got one idea in mind because obviously he's sitting in jail, and I think that's the priority. She just doesn't get it that he's not really like, ma'am, you're trying to have a relationship with a guy who's been sitting in jail for however long he's been sitting at that moment. We know today how long he's been there, but in March, he was there about what, 9 months, 8, 9 months. What is wrong with you? Like something seems to be kind of wrong with her. What do you think?
You know, like I said before, I believe Sonya is it's kind of the grifter who got grifted, and I think that she still believes that Ernesto has resources. And remember, you got to look at everything at the
Mm-hmm.
time that it's happening.
Yeah.
They play these things out of order, so you think that stuff that happened in March is happening later, but it's not. It's happening earlier.
Yeah,
So you
no,
got to
it's happened. This is happening. He's just gotten his CP charges. This is 9 months ago for us, and he would be 9 months in at the moment. So we know he's in for a year and a half now, but he's
right.
been sitting there for about 9 months now.
Right. So again, I think this is the grifter that got grifted. She's still trying to she's trying to get him on the hook. If you notice, she's talking about the is this the one where she's talking or he's talking about the truck stop and the RV park?
She met him
Because
at the
it's
gas station in tight shorts. It's like, Sonya, which one is it, sis? Like, I
yeah.
thought you said you met him driving around looking for real estate. It's like, ma'am, stop lying.
Well, you gotta she's gonna again the she's trying to change a narrative, so that's where that comes from. And ordinarily you'd be able to do that, but we have all this evidence for the on the contrary. So that's her problem, and I don't think she realizes how much information that is actually out there for her. So that's how I see it. But it's just but it's hard to listen to a lot of this because Nesto speaks some kind of pimpish country
Mm.
ebonics. It's hard. It's hard for me to just even with closed captions, I can't always catch what he's saying.
It's hard, and he speaks in riddles too. It's
Right,
the affect. It's also the the lack of education. Because he knows a word that he wants to use, but then he met, like when he said guacamole, it was just kind of like, what?
right,
Or when he says we should be able to talk without the touchy feely yee dee about it. Whatever. It's like, and I guess what he was trying to say, feelings. We should be able to talk without it being so emotional or something like that. But it's like the lack of vocabulary too.
what I've noticed is he wants you to talk. He's constantly probing, getting her to talk.
Hmm.
Tell me tell me how you feel. Tell me again. It's this constant probing. Again, she's the grifter that got grifted. She thinks that she's going to get something out of him, and he hasn't committed. He hasn't said he's going to do it. I've never seen anything quite like it. I don't know how he's been able to do this with women. I don't know how he's been able to do it.
Mm,
And I've noticed something again. I'm not interested in the Sonya thing. I'm more focused on the
the actual
charges,
case, yeah.
the case, and the cases and his conversations with Shirley. And
Hmm.
I kind of realized that I figured it out. I've been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now. He does a type of code switching.
Hmm.
It's like when he's talking to Shirley, it's like he's talking to an older and it's like an old, I want to say I don't want to anyway, like an older woman, like an older
Hmm.
aunt. Uh, that you got to be kind of let's not make a lot of fuss. Let's watch what we say around her. As soon as she leaves, we'll go back to doing what we're doing.
He's on his
And
P's and Q's in a
he is,
way. Like,
it's very it's not a very good job of it, it's very, to me, it's very disingenuous. So
hmm.
which again, which makes me go back to the statement that I think that Shirley knows that he is. She does. He's kind of like a surgeon. I don't know what a surgeon does inside you, but I know he opens you up. So
Mm-hmm.
Shirley doesn't necessarily know the details of his shenanigans, but she knows he's doing shenanigans. She knows that she
Right.
knows he's doing that. And um, but that's pretty much. I mean, that's where I've come to with that. Second part I got is I'm starting to feel sorry for the guy. I think I'm starting to wonder if this isn't unfair to have him in jail this long. I'm
Mm.
really, yeah, I'm kind of going, wait a minute. I think he's, again, like I said 2 weeks ago, I think he's starting to make sense to me because this is his crimes, although crimes that he's accused of, although are bad. I don't know why we can't get he can't get bail and get out. I don't
Mm.
understand what's going on with that. I'm really kind of troubled with that.
Mm.
Uh,
I think
because
things are going to start moving soon because let me just say two things. So Rhonda, I see you were backstage and you dropped off for a sec. Just give us about 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, and then Yolanda, you're after Rhonda. Okay, so just hold on. And then I'll give you guys some time. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, to be quite honest, um, like he said, there's people who've been in there longer than him, but now he's coming up on being one of these people who've been in for a while.
right,
Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't have an opinion on it. I'm going to be really honest. I guess that's kind of one of not my issues with the whole thing.
for
I just
you,
feel like you got yourself into this situation. It's unfortunate. You're going to have to kind of wait it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you're where you need to be. I just think that maybe he made some lefts and some rights, and it got you questioned, got you arrested, it got you where it's got you, and he's gonna just have to sort it out like the rest of us would. You
right.
know what I mean? Like, this could happen to anyone who's engaged in potentially nefarious activities,
So we would
and
like
he's
to
gonna have to
think,
deal with it. I mean,
yeah,
it just it kind of depends. I mean, it could depend on location, it could depend on socioeconomics, it could depend on race, it could be the county, it could be so many different variables. But at the end of the day, Nesto is not walking around like, you know, a pastor. He's not walking around as someone who is living a certain type of good life and lives as well as he possibly can and does as much good as he or she could possibly do, and
no,
that this is just a mistaken identity. Sir has been kind of around the block, and I don't know. I'm not going to say I feel, I'm not pointing a finger, and I'm also not big upping cuz he's where he's at. Like, I just kind of don't feel anything.
yeah,
I'm kind of
that's
indifferent.
yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I just kind of wonder why, all right, this is getting a little to me, it's getting a little ridiculous now. All right, I got it,
Mhm.
but it's coming up on 2 years now. It's getting into that territory. So
Yeah, we're
hopefully,
entering into the 2 year mark cuz in July
yeah.
it'll be 2 years. So yeah, I'm thinking I would be, I'm not going to say disappointed, but I would be surprised if in the next 6 months something doesn't start to happen, just from like a spectator point of view. I hate to put it that way because I really do try not to get emotionally involved in any of these situations because I don't know these people and I don't want to get way involved. I'm just from a news standpoint, it's just kind of like, I mean, is Brian Kohlberger going to be in court session before Nesto? Like, and that's a very serious murder case of, quadruple homicide. He
Correct.
might actually be getting his day in court before Nesto. And
Yeah.
Nesto has, not all petty crimes, but he's got some crimes that are quite serious, and then he's got some crimes that he's beat before, you know.
Well, again,
Um,
he's been
mhm,
at this is not his first rodeo. He's been at this,
yeah.
all his life basically. So I mean, this is what
Hmm.
he knows, and and that's the issue for me. Sonya, again, for me, Sonya is kind of a distraction. It's kind of a sideshow. I know everybody. I know
Hmm.
the females like it, but it's really just to me, it's really a non-issue as opposed to what the guy's actually
Hmm.
been doing, what he's done. Um, I want it. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for uh, the trials to kind of get all the information out there because I'm very curious about how you know reasonably thinking people uh, again uh, gave him all this money.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't take it from him. He didn't stick him up. Didn't knock him over the head. They gave him the money. So
Yeah,
what did he
because
do? What did he tell? What did he say? What did he promise you? What did he say he was going to do? How did he? You know,
so
money.
have you
Yeah,
seen Grown Women vibes? She
yeah. I
did
can
a
watch.
couple of
I can watch
reports this
Nyla.
week.
I can do Nyla, but I can do Nyla in small doses.
Well,
Uh,
Nyla put up a couple of stories this week where she actually got some she put some life to these stories, and I don't know, maybe went to their social medias, Instagram, things like that. But I saw the teacher. I'd already seen the real estate agent, and I was
right.
saying, I said before she was a very attractive lady. So if you've seen it,
I did
you
see
would
her. I
see
did.
she's a
I
very
finally got to.
attractive woman. Yeah,
I
she's
finally got to
pretty.
see her. I finally
And
got to see
the
her, and
teacher, it looks like a very kind of normal, like teacher,
yes,
nice
yeah,
looking woman.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but but the real estate agent, Miss Mercedes, she's a very pretty lady. So he's been getting around with the women, and and if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But she put up a couple of videos this week, guys. If you had not seen those videos, not live streams, where she kind of, put out some more information. It was pretty interesting if you have not seen, what these people look like and things like that. For some people, it might not make a difference, but it does make it brings it home a little bit more that
Right.
you can see what these people look like.
It kind of
Um,
fleshes out the picture, so you see what they look like. But
yeah,
yeah, it's it. But I want them. I want to hear what was said and how this was done because this is
right.
because that makes all the difference. Because some of this, or if they even want to pursue it, because
Yeah.
um, because
Like, is the
some
sexual assault victim still around?
right.
Are they still have some of these people moved on, and do they not want to, like, are they ready to move on? Do they want to bring this up again? And like he even stated about his alibis, it's going to be harder to defend him because of the situation. Things are getting old and stale, all that kind of stuff.
That's
But
true.
what was like your overwhelming, like, kind of walking away from the call today? Like, what did you, was it just kind of more of the same thing, or did
It's
you
more
find
the
it a little
it's more the
entertaining?
no. It's just, again, I'm not interested in Sonya per se. It's just more.
Mhm,
It just kind of validates what I've always figured is this that she's a she's on the I don't want to say it, she's on the con working
mhm.
with him, and he has been at this much longer than she has. And Sonya is again a little bit irritating to listen to because she's constantly whining and sound like a cat,
Mhm.
which
Like
which
she's
makes it
moaning. Sorry about me
yes.
dropping the coins, but we're getting some super stickers in. I'll address them in just a minute. But yeah, she that moaning is awful.
The moaning is terrible. That moaning drives
It's
me absolutely nuts. I don't know how between her moaning and him doing his whatever that is, I can't. I can't.
it's
You
awful.
can't. It's terrible. I don't know how the two of them communicate. Are they doing it through telepathy? I don't know. Maybe it's a language that they understand what they're saying, and uh, but it's just more of the same. And I think she's just trying to hook him, and he is just not biting.
So
Per
you really think that Sonya thinks he's a catch,
yes,
and that he
I,
might still have some money, and
correct.
she's trying to hook him in.
At
So,
that point in
okay.
time, she did.
Okay.
Remember,
What
you
do
got to
you
take this.
think Sonya today
No,
in
she
December
knows
23?
now. She knows he doesn't. So now he doesn't have any money. So now she's trying to extricate herself out of this situation without looking like an absolute, without looking, really foolish. But her image and who she is has kind of been blasted all over the place. So she's
Yeah, but
just so
nobody
she
still cares. Like, she doesn't have a major corporate job.
no.
Her job is not going to be affected. Her standing in the community, nobody cares. Like, literally, no tea, no shade, nobody cares. Like, she could go away tomorrow and it's going to be okay. it could be in this community like, oh yeah, Sonya,
Yeah, but
can
when
you
you
get
but
me a
when you are
Coke? Like
but when you're
can I get a refill on my Pepsi, please? Like when you
but
run
when
into her at a restaurant.
yeah, but when you're a hustler though, your anonymity is important. You can't have everybody knowing who
Well,
you are. See now once that's out there, all that's out there, you lose your ability to kind of move like you've been moving. So
mm,
it does matter. Um, so and she has a daughter and grandkids. So she's trying to get that narrative changed to where she looks like she's a good guy or trying to help, which I think she kind of is. And people say, well, why is he still fooling with Sonya? Well, because that's pretty much all he has. He doesn't have
mm,
anybody else. You let me put you in jail. Will lock arms and you'll with whoever is trying to help you. Uh, and I don't think that. And I think Shirley is gone. I think that Dre is gone. I think Dion and well, I think Lamont
Lamont.
I think Lamont is kind of gone for the most part because
I
they're
think
worried about
Lamont
if they
doesn't
can
want to
be
separate with his money, and yeah, also
right.
Lamont has been implicated in the police report.
Correct.
So he's probably just, I don't know if he's gone, but he's probably just laying low because I
Correct.
think they're probably friends to the end.
He's too
And
hot.
Dion obviously can't go anywhere, but he's probably just kind of like, I'll see you around,
Yeah.
call me
Yeah.
on the burner phone.
He's too hot to deal with right now,
Yeah.
and I think that's more that's really the truth. He's just too hot to handle right now, and nobody wants to be associated with him at this moment. Doesn't mean they won't, but just right now they're staying away. But yeah, I mean that's how I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm not. But yeah, I'm not a. I don't follow the Sonya thing too much. But yeah, she is certainly a just. She's trying to get hers, and he is. Uh, and by the time I don't think she's as bright as the average bear. And so
No, she's not.
by the time she figured out that he really, and he's done a very good job of stringing her along. And by the time she realized he didn't really have anything, it's kind of she was outed. It's too late, so now she had to change the narrative.
Wow.
That's how that works.
I mean, I see what you're saying. And, yeah, at a certain point, he had a paid lawyer. Shirley was paying for everything. Now she's trying to figure out why. I do think the other day when he told her that Shirley couldn't get an apartment because her credit's so bad, like one of the low lights in today's episode was the fact that he was telling her, like, that's a good thing. You can get your own shit in your own name. And I'm thinking to myself, these are not 25-year-olds. This woman's 55 years old. And it really was a low moment for Shirley, knowing like she couldn't get something because her credit is so bad and her financial situation is strained because she's got so much money that she owes to the government and in these garnishments and all of these settlements that they have from evictions and the dispossessory
Yeah,
situations.
but Shirley bothers me too. Again, Shirley bothers me because you can't be this old and this responsible at the same time. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It one's not
I've
making, yeah.
I've never seen anybody operate like that. Uh,
Hmm.
and the only thing saving
Especially at
only thing
69.
the only thing saving her is that she has a very high she has a reasonably high paying job, which is and
Hmm.
she's been able to continue to do it. And that's what's kind of keeping her afloat. But to be this long in the tooth and not knowing how to do or better yet, pretending that you don't know how to do anything because I don't believe she's as helpless as she lets on.
Right.
The Yeah, I can't not knowing how to do this and is a little bit much for me. Some of this stuff is for
Right.
effect. I think Shirley knows that she's being listened to. She knows that she's being recorded uh, because she's got a discipline in these phone conversations that normal people don't have. Most people, when you're talking to a person, uh, in general, will slip up somewhere.
Mhm.
and she's exercised a. I mean, it's literally like she knows that she's being recorded. Someone has told her, these
Well, the
things are being
global
recorded.
tel
You're being
operator does. You know, she knows she's being recorded, but as far as like what's happening at this moment, yeah, I think maybe Mississippi Monica or one of her advisors probably just reminds her, don't forget you're being recorded, like be careful. What you say can and will be held against you. You know, your
right.
husband's a whole creep. Um,
And that might come from
yeah.
her broadcasting background
Mhm.
again, because that's her skill set. So she's very
Yeah.
good at that. But she is but I've noticed that, if I'm talking to a family member that is in jail, if I'm talking to a family member that is in jail, that is potentially causing me to have some issues, our conversations are not going to be like that. I mean, I'm going to every now and then I'm going to say, what in the hell have you done, or what are you doing, or why
Right.
did you do this? I'm not going to just kind
Well,
of,
or
and I'm
where's
not
the
going to let, and I'm not
tears?
going to let you, and I'm not going to let you shoo me away, and and I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to say, no, you're going to give me an answer.
Where's the
How?
tears? I miss you so much. Oh my god, I cannot believe that you're like I would be beside myself.
Because he's not really with her he's not there on a daily
Yeah,
basis.
no, I
He's kind
get
of like
it.
a
I'm just saying
he
it's the
yeah,
pulling back of the
no,
like we're seeing what this relationship really is
right.
like,
He's
but
kind of
there's
he's kind
little
of
to
like an
no emotion there.
he's kind of like an outside cat.
Yeah.
You feed him. He comes around when when you see him,
Comes home, lay on the couch a little while, and then
and then he
then
just
he
disappears.
sneaks
Yeah,
out the
he
door in
goes
the
away.
morning. Yeah.
Right. You don't know where he goes,
Ah,
but but
he
you
is
see him the
running
next
the
day.
streets of the neighborhood. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very much
Wow.
so. Yeah, that's
I
that's how
mean,
that
I
is
he's a
working.
tomcat. Yeah, feral cat.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
how that's
funny.
working. Yeah, that's
Um,
what he's doing.
wow. Well, I mean, look, I think let's give this. I mean, of course, there's going to be more things to come out, but I guess let's see in like 2, 3 weeks where we are. You know, that's because there's no progress right now. I don't think we're going to see anything for a couple of weeks until we get another court date. There's the motion being filed. If the grand jury comes back with something on anything, then we'll have some motion. We'll have some like case stuff to talk about. But right now, and then I actually did talk about Erica King like a week or so ago, and I don't know, it upset the system or something, and YouTube took my video. Like they
Really?
legit yanked it. Yeah.
What did you have on
So
it? What did you say?
I don't nothing
I didn't
really. I
know.
mean, I pulled up the case registry on Fulton County. I didn't show anything like super personal. I mean, there wasn't really anything personal on there. It's all public record. I don't know. I don't know. But they legit took my video. So I was just like, well, it made me kind of a little bit like, I guess if I'm gonna do deep dives, I'm gonna have to like be careful what kind of documents I show. I don't think it was, I don't know, because I've some of the things that they had a problem with, I've they haven't had a problem before. I'm gonna say it like that because I don't want to say too much, but um it was weird. I just think that maybe someone was in the bushes and somebody probably hit a flag or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Again, I,
You
don't-
know,
yeah, the lack of information on Erica King is interesting. We haven't heard anything about that, and I would like to know where she turns up in this. I have a
I
feeling.
don't
I think I
know.
know where, but what is her play in this, and how is she gonna show? But yeah, I would
I
like to
did
see
get
these
her
in court.
file. I have like about 40 pages of information from all of those conspiracy things. I haven't even really had a chance to dig into it, to really read through, but all of the police reports about the conspiracy and all that stuff. I actually I actually printed it out and put it in a folder so I could just kind of really more flip through it because I
Right.
get too distracted on my tablet. So I can just like read through the actual papers. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she's talking to the state and telling them what she had going on. I know we've talked about this that she's kind of maybe had more of the operations side of
Yeah.
things, and he was the
Yeah.
fish. He was the fisherman. I'm
Right.
not really sure. Like it's crazy.
I've heard him talk to Sonya. I've heard him talk to Sonya about some financial things, and he makes no sense whatsoever at all. No thinking
No.
person would give him any money for to clean up their credit or do anything if you listen to him talk it listen to him explain it to you. So I think that he would work through the girls. I think he had Dominique. He kind of worked through them. He didn't do
He
this
had no
stuff
business
himself.
acumen.
No.
Even tonight when he was trying to explain to Sonya about market value, I mean that kind of I was like, okay, that was the first like I don't want to say he seemed like he knew what he was talking about, but I mean he made sense for the first time and just even though he used, quote unquote eggplant for the example, which was very crass, but basically
So
his example was, things are going to go up in value. You have something of value, and as the market changes, the price is going to increase. So you either get it or you don't. And you want to live someplace that, like, I got what he was saying,
so
but he
maybe
has
eggplant
no business acumen.
is the currency he trades in.
Can you, well, I mean, that's what Tasha K said.
I mean, there may be something. The more I think about it, there may be something to that because again, everybody's dogging Sonya, but the real mistress was the teacher. I mean, nobody seems to say anything because we don't know anything about her.
Yeah,
Uh,
victim.
yeah, victim number one. Yeah,
The
that's a victim.
yeah,
And victim. I mean, the real
or
estate. I mean,
alleged victim or
alleged
whatever.
victim or and the real estate lady. I mean, so we won't use names, but anyway, what's going on with that? Again, I can't wait to the court meet. I can't wait to have court so we can hear exactly how these things happen, how they
I think
progressed.
of people who are definitely going to show up, the teacher's coming. She seems like a hardworking lady, and she lost a vehicle. She had to run up her credit. Didn't seem like she had big credit. Like her credit lines weren't extensive. She probably had like $3,000 to $5,000 credit lines. So she maxed out her credit,
Yeah,
and he took advantage. Like, I think that if anyone who had something to lose, and then also probably discrepancies with her credit card company, she probably needs to see it all the way through to get full advantage of refunds for his transactional fraud. So she probably really has to pursue that. And, a single mom on a teacher salary, whether she's even making $70,000, I don't know how much she makes, but let's say she's making between 60 and 75. She wants her money. I don't blame
well,
her. That's not,
she doesn't make
she's
she
not
doesn't make
rolling in the
enough to
dough.
she doesn't make enough to throw it away like that.
Absolutely
Sounds
not.
like who is Mims? I sound like Mims. Who is Mims? Anyway,
Oh,
um,
the make it make sense guy. He's another
oh,
blogger.
oh,
He
okay,
does a lot of hot topics, if that's who they're
oh,
talking about. Hmm.
okay. The yeah, I don't know. I just think that uh, yeah, there's something. I want to hear the mechanics of it. There's something. There's
Hmm.
something missing that will answer a lot of. And once we know that, it'll answer a lot of other questions too. We'll be able to
Right.
figure out
It'll be like the
why.
aha moments.
That's what it is. So, um, and it may be it because there's nothing. Again, I'll say it again. There's nothing about him that I'm hearing that would make me trust him with a stick, not
Hmm.
alone
It's awful.
$200,000. So I don't know how he's doing it. Even trading in eggplant, that only goes so far.
It's
So
incredible.
you can't. And this is the teacher. She had a child, and she's a working person. I mean, they can't afford to
Yeah.
lose. And so that's that's the most problematic thing for me is that you would kind of hurt a person like that financially. I mean,
Mhm.
that's not the real estate lady obviously had money to do stuff. She obviously had money to kind of play with, which is another issue for me. I don't know. I think he kind of deals with other people that are on the hustle too.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's kind of birds
Right,
of a
because the
feather.
teacher was selling Mary Kay. Not that she was a hustler, but it sounds like when she said, and I've got a couple of people waiting, so I'm going to be with you guys in just a second. When he met the lady, the teacher, he met her walking into Starbucks, and she had her Mary Kay table outside. And I guess he walked by and she seems like she flirted with him because she said, if you stand around here too long, you're going to end up spending some money at my table. Like, I'm paraphrasing, but she kind of made a little bit of a joke about him buying something from her. And then next thing you know, she's spending money with him. He bought a beard oil. And then next thing you know, he's inviting her for a massage.
That is, again, that is true. But again, you can get, I understand you getting, like I said, all the money, the booty in your car. You can't, it's okay to get one or two of those things. You can't get all three. The
He might
trifecta
have
is
been
really
the
not,
the Richard Gere of Atlanta. He might have been like 2020's version of American Gigolo.
he is
Maybe that's really
hardly,
what he was
he,
doing.
he is hardly Atlanta's
He's
version of Richard Gere. Really? Are you kidding me? Are you really going to use Richard Gere on this one? Really? You going to do that?
I mean, Rich,
Uh,
I'm just remembering that movie, and Richard Gere was going out with the ladies, and he was going out with the ladies, and making his money. So I don't know. Maybe he was American Gigolo.
well, I'm sure that was part of the deal,
Mm.
but but you don't you don't drain
People in the chat are laughing.
you don't drain your catch dry. You don't take everything. You leave something for the rest of us, right?
Wow.
So you leave something out there. You don't harm them to the point where there's nothing left, because now
So
you're doing real damage.
So what do you, if you had to speculate on which way phone calls from prison is going this week, like what other, like Sonia has been completely debunked. Sonia has tried to say they hadn't been involved. Sonia was saying she met him looking for real estate. Every angle that Sonia goes with telling us something, it it gets debunked. So what's
Sonia would
next
be
debunk? What's
Sonia would
getting
be
debunked next?
uh I think, I don't know. My focus again is the crime and
Mm,
what Shirley
okay.
knows. My
Okay.
I think this, because Shirley is not a victim. I am not convinced that she's completely innocent. She doesn't know anything. I don't know how that I
What,
don't
you
want
think she's
I
going
don't
to be
want
in
to
the RICO?
I don't know, but I don't want to see her on someone's couch saying that how this man was a complete enigma to me. He fooled me. I had no idea he was doing these things. Uh, and I just don't want to see that. I think that
Yeah,
that would
because it has
be
been
a
10
lie,
years. She
right?
she knows it hasn't been 10 months, it's been 10
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Okay.
that would be a straight lie. I mean, that would be a lie too. It would be a nicely dressed, well spoken lie, but it's a lie. And Sonia, what she probably needs to do is just kind of sit down and just kind of shut up, because
Yeah.
she's not helping his case any. Uh, she didn't she didn't talk to me before she went on air. I would have told her, you can't lie. You got to be honest and just tell the truth. And once you do that, you're okay. But if you lie, especially when all these recordings are coming out, you just make yourself look really, really bad. So she's done
Right.
that. So now nothing she says is can be viewed as honest. Nothing.
No. Mm-mm.
Nothing. If it's pouring down rain outside and she comes in soaking wet and she says it's raining, I'm going to probably go out and look out the window. I'm not going
Yeah,
to believe you.
she is the unreliable narrator. I have
Right.
not trusted her since the beginning. I've always, and I mean, I'm sure it's no surprise to anybody because I'm sure y'all all felt the same way, but she's just a liar. There's nothing to believe. The main thing that I can believe is that I'm not to trust her. That's what I know. And that gives me like I'm cool with that. I know some people are like, well, maybe she's telling the truth or da, da, da. I think I don't know that she's a complete liar, but you have to fact check her. She's someone who needs to be fact checked because she's not going to tell you 100%. She's not going to tell you the
She
whole truth and nothing but the truth.
she was with him to get, she thought she had a financial resource. I mean, that was the deal. He was going to basically level her up. She was trying to grift him. She doesn't know really anything about his other dealings. She gets on these shows talking about basically trying to talk his business, but she doesn't really know anything.
No.
And I think that's problematic too. If you don't know anything, you don't know what this guy, you don't know what he's done, and we don't know everybody that he's touched. This is just
Nope.
the people that have come forward. I'm sure he's
Right.
been at this a while. So, I mean, you don't know what's out there waiting. Maybe something, maybe nothing. So,
Wow.
um, uh, I don't know, but she needs to just she needs to be quiet. Just to go somewhere, sit down, uh, you know, uh, talk about what you had for breakfast, talk about your walks in the
Right.
park. Uh, uh,
Basically do her own social media and just kind of leave Nesto out of it.
right, right. Do a Nesto thing. Say this is this is God's day, and then say no, it's my motherfucking day.
Oops.
Oh,
Oh my
excuse me about
goodness.
that. Which I thought was hilarious. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
He's a
Uh,
weirdo. He's
yeah. So
insane.
do that and just kind of leave the net leave and there's really not and I think once he's going into trials now, so there's really nothing to talk about.
Hmm.
Um, and I think she's going to try to slither away. I think she's going to try to get away now.
Just kind of make a
Uh,
clean break.
yeah, with by and look good and try to look as good as possible in the process. Again, I don't fault her. I
Okay,
don't blame her. I'm not
that's okay.
Nyla or I don't see the big deal as I get it, but she's really not the story for me. The story for me has always been Nesto and what Shirley knows. It's
Early.
kind
Yeah,
of
absolutely. She's a
where
little
that
bit of
is.
a fun distraction and she
Yeah.
just and these calls, it's either going to be him and Shirley, it's between him and a few people. And it just happens to be that this is a call, like today's call was with her. So, um but Joey, I've got a couple of people lined up who've been waiting behind you. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these. As always, you're awesome. We love your perspective.
Thank you,
It's
Fran.
always good to hear the male point of view since you come and rep for the guys. We really
I do.
appreciate you bringing
I
that
do that.
male energy and helping us, see it on the guys side.
You
Um
have to have some male energy from Nesto because
Absolutely.
the whole legal system is all females. He has no chance in hell. Everybody's a female. He has no one.
Well,
He has no one. There's no one to kind of go, well, mm, I saw that too. I thought that was kind of interesting too. He's
he's
really,
going to be he's in trouble.
but he put himself in that box.
Yeah, this is the
So
harvest of the seeds he's
yeah, you
planted.
put yourself in that box.
Yep. I
So
don't feel a thing. I feel nothing. So okay. Yeah. I mean, I would be a great juror though, because I don't have an opinion. I mean, I do have an opinion from my desk, but as far as like, I don't care either way. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just, however justice prevails is what it does. You know what I mean?
I know.
So I'm cool with it. All right, Joey. Thank you again so much. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy New Year. And we'll talk to you again hopefully next week.
Thank you, Fran. Bougie
Okay.
Gang.
All
Happy
right.
New Year. Be safe.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye
Okay. Take
bye.
care. Bye bye. Okay, everybody. Joey wished you guys happy new year. Rhonda, I see you. Hey, Rhonda, thanks for holding. Yolanda, I
Uh-huh.
got you next. And then Shelly, make sure to connect your device, okay? But Yolanda, I got you next. Hey, Rhonda, how are you? How was Christmas?
It was good. I didn't do anything much. My son is grown, whatever. Everybody's doing their own thing. I'm on to this case. So
Okay,
I'm
yes, the case.
occupied.
Yes, we are busy with the facts of the case and the
Girl.
the investigations and what's going on in the
Girl.
bushes, everything. Yes, we must know from the
Child.
bushes
Listen,
everywhere.
my sister lives in Atlanta and she
Uh-huh.
texts me while I'm listening to you guys. And she said, Rhonda, I heard you on there. I heard you on Boo. I'm like, girl, did you hear me? It's so funny. She's way
Girl,
in Atlanta. She's on it too. Okay, so
is
today,
she and so
huh?
she's listening. Is she listening or is she chatting in the chat with you?
She's not. I'm more on the scene than she is. She says she doesn't really catch the lives
Mhm.
because she works at night in Atlanta.
Okay.
So she catches the aftermath.
Okay.
And so when she hears me, she calls. It's so funny. I'm like, girl, yes,
It's a community, girl. Like, yeah,
girl.
get into it. Get into it, ma'am.
You just
Yes,
never
absolutely.
know who's watching. Okay, Nesto and
No.
Sonia.
No, I've had a couple of friends who are like, "I've been listening every day," and I'm like, "Get out of here." Really? It's funny,
And
but, I try not to even think about it. I
yeah,
just
you
go
got to be
live.
yourself because
Mhm.
I'm like, girl, I'm
Absolutely.
listening. Okay, I'll talk to you later, girl.
Right,
So,
so what did you think of the call
oh
today, or what did you wanna talk
God,
about?
yeah. Uh, I lost a lot of brain cells. Okay.
Mm.
I just want
Mhm.
to let everyone know I lost a lot of brain cells. I couldn't even focus on the comments. I was trying to decipher what the heck they were saying. And I'm just wondering on this last call, um, why does Sonia have to be so thirsty for him? You know what I mean? We already know you like him, you didn't have relations, but she was trying to get a reaction from him so bad that he missed
Mhm.
it. He missed it. It went over his head. And
"I love you. What time did you get some gas?" Or, "I love you. What are you eating for lunch? Did you take a shower?" Like, it was just like it's just like a "I love you." It's like a love bomb drive
yeah,
by. Like, it's
yeah.
weird. It's
It's
very
really
strange.
it's really weird. Like she even had to mention she ran into some guy or she went on a date or something.
"I
And
met
it's
a
like he
guy,
did
and
yeah,
I'm emotionally unavailable, but I feel like I'm a little too picky. Um, so yeah." And he's like, "What do you mean? Are you not happy? Are you not fulfilled? What is the problem here? Like,
what's
I
going
thought
on
you
with
were
you?
okay just talking to me on the phone all the time."
Exactly. It's like
Mm.
she's really falling for him and it is
He's
over his
stupid.
head. Look,
Mhm.
get the paperwork done. Get me some GoFundMe money so I can get the heck out of here.
Mm-mm. It's a
Uh,
mess.
it is a
But yeah,
mess.
she did do the kind of, she was in call number 1, I kind of noted that she was manic and talking
Mhm.
over him quite a bit, and she
Yeah.
seemed to have some anxiety because the prices of rent is so high in Atlanta, and then
Mhm.
he tried to calm her down. I guess she had to see it for what it was. It's like either you're coming to Atlanta or you're not, and the prices are what they are. And what it told me is that Sonya, if she's in the bushes or whatever, Sonya, you don't make that much money, sis, because at the end of the day, I mean, I haven't paid rent in a long time, but
Mhm.
rent is what it is. And if you're going to a city where rent is $2,000 for a studio apartment, that's what it is. And
Right.
considering your skill set, you should be getting paid pretty decent money, 75 to $100,000. I would think at
Yeah.
least the minimum, at minimum 60.
Mhm.
Like for it, even if it was like a legal secretary or legal administrative assistant, something, she
Yeah.
says that she's akin to a paralegal, which I don't believe.
Oh
Um,
God.
how in the world are you getting jobs offering 12 to $15 an hour? Like, I would be like, not even so much that that's
Embarrassed.
embarrassing, but you're 55 and people keep saying, "Oh, you guys in this sector." There was some conversation in my comments, some
Mhm.
people who I don't know who they are, but whatever. They seem to feel like we as a collective age shame. And but the thing is that this collective is all pretty much middle-aged women from the 40s and their
Right.
into their 60s. So at the
Right.
end of the day, nobody's age shaming. It's just like, sis, do you go here? Like, you're grown and we're grown. What happened to you? Like, why aren't you making at least a certain, like at minimum $60,000 a year? At minimum. So what that told me was that she was stressing over $2,000 rent. Ma'am, you don't make any money. You don't
Right.
you clearly don't make enough for the lifestyle that you're trying to lead if
Mhm.
you're concerned about a $2,000 rent. If she feels she needs to get a studio, that's her business, but at the end of the day, she was really stressing over money, which told me that money's not there.
Right. Well, the thing is that I live in California. There's no way she would even try to come this way, and it's very expensive out here.
Mhm.
And the thing is she needs to probably go to Las Vegas. And I even think Las Vegas has probably gotten higher because a lot of people were moving there in the last 10 to 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And it's probably more expensive now because she did mention she was going to Las Vegas at some point,
Mhm.
right?
Or
Right.
that she
That's
was in Vegas, but that could have been a lie.
yeah, yeah. Who knows about her?
Mhm.
But I enjoyed the guys um play on this. You know,
Joey, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
Joey. It's good to hear a man's perspective because
Absolutely. Mhm.
we've all been catty women over here about it. So that was pretty refreshing. But no, I just wanted to say that, and I'm going to let Yolanda come in because, we were waiting long. But I just had to tell you that I lost my brain cells and I'm going to try to regain them before the next call.
Yeah, she was very thirsty tonight.
Yeah.
And it was pretty pathetic. What did you think about the when we met at the gas station? I had on tight shorts. Was that an aha moment? Like, aha, you said you met Tasha K show. You said that you met, looking for real estate. Did you feel like, again, there you go, Sonya, another lie was debunked? Did you hear that?
I heard it, but I didn't put two to two get together.
Hmm.
But once you lie, you can't keep up with your lies,
Yeah.
Sonia. And that's just
Hmm.
the deal of it all. Like you can't keep up with them. And you can't take her word at self value. I just like Joey said, I'm over Sonia. Try to get that GoFundMe together with $40 I hear is in it now,
Hmm.
and just move along. I think she's disappearing slowly but surely, especially that she didn't get a respond out of him. Like she's so emotionally involved, she can't move on with her life. You
Right.
know, she's
I
like, I
mean,
love you. Oh,
she's
girl.
ridiculous. The
Yeah.
wait, one funny thing. So the GoFundMe still is at $40. I just
Okay.
think that a lot of people they're over Sonya, but you can't really enjoy the phone calls from prison calls at this
Hmm.
point without hearing from Sonya because at the end of the day, he's not talking to Shirley,
Right.
and this is who he's talking to. So this is who
Oh
he's
yeah.
talking to.
Yeah.
So it's not
She's the
even a
only
fact
one
of
left.
focusing on Sonya. She's last man standing.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
everyone is moving on with their life and leaving him to kind of fend for himself at this moment. And that's who we're going to be hearing from. So, like it
Yeah.
or not, I mean, I hate to say it that way because he
No,
can't be on
it
a
is.
call by himself. He's going to be
It
on.
is what it is.
Right. If we're going to be hearing phone calls from prison, I would assume
Mm,
that everyone kind of lets soak in it's going to be Sonya because who else is it going to be? Dion maybe every blue moon, Lamont every blue moon. He talks to Sonya every day, all day.
yeah. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but
So she
y-
is a B player, but she's front and center because that's who he spends his time talking to.
yeah, she, it was bound to happen that everybody is falling off. I can hear it in the calls. They're not trying to get involved, too deeply involved. And who was the person that was supposed to put up their house? Did we figure that out yet?
Well, it was said that Dre was going
Dre.
to, and
Mm,
Shirley didn't have a house, but I don't know
right.
what Shirley was going to get help. I mean, look, I think initially when Nesto first got in trouble, I think that was one thing where
Mm,
Steve's like, tell me what you need. I think that
mhm.
when Nesto's been showing his ass, this whole scandal came out, all of the things, I think it goes without saying that Shirley is not probably going to ask anyone for help because she probably doesn't either think she needs to or wants to. So,
I don't
and
think she.
I don't mind her. I mean, that's totally makes sense. Like
Yeah.
she shouldn't have to. If you don't want to, if Shirley wanted to be with him and didn't care, and she was doing a Whitney and Bobby, well then so
Hmm.
be it. And I'm sure if
Yeah.
Steve felt like
Yeah.
he needed to help her, then he would. But at this
At this
point, I don't
point,
think that
right.
he is trying. I think it's
At
off the
this,
table.
yeah. At this point, Shirley needs to stay gone. Okay, be done. I mean, it's up to her if she wants to take her husband back. Who are we to say? But that's just setting yourself up for failure again. And That's the bottom line of it. It's
Mm-hmm.
just sad that Shirley had to get involved with, this guy. Like Joey said, she knew something. Come on now. Even if she didn't think he was doing some hustling and doing all this, I think she at least thought maybe he's cheating or he could be cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Like women have those instincts. Like when I was married, I was like, where you at 11 o'clock? I'm calling your friend's house. And yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Shirley, just stay gone. Keep your keep your bag, okay, and get out of debt. But that's
She
really all I
better.
have to. Yeah, that's really all I
Okay.
have to say, girl. I'll be in the bushes. No, I'll be in the chat because I always got something to say.
Good. Okay. Well, I thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Same
Unless
to
we do
you.
this again, before the new year comes in. But yes, thank you so much. You take
All
care
righty.
now.
Take care.
Okay.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
See you later.
I
Merry
mean,
Christmas
Merry
to you.
Happy
Well,
New
it's
Year.
never too late to say Merry Christmas. I think we're good for
That's
Merry
true.
Christmas up until the new year, but I hope
Exactly.
that you had a Merry Christmas too, and
Thank you.
have a beautiful new year. Thank you.
You too.
Okay,
All
take
righty.
care. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, who I've got next? I got Yolanda, and then I have Shelly, and then I have Glorious, and I've got Nozella. Okay. So you guys hold on in that order. I did type something into the private chat just so you guys knew. I was getting ready to type the order in, so you guys would know. But Yolanda, hey Yolanda, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, Yolanda.
Hello?
Yolanda, can you hear me?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Yolanda.
Hi, friend. Oh my
Hey, how
God. I'm
are
so
you?
happy I'm on. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me like real time right now, or are you hearing me through your TV or your
Uh,
phone?
through my phone. I'm through
Okay,
my
but
phone.
you don't. Do you still have me on, or are you listening through the app through StreamYard?
Um, like I hear your voice through my phone.
Okay, it's through the StreamYard app. You're not
Yeah.
in YouTube at all, are you?
No.
Okay, okay, good. Perfect. Okay. So I think I said this before, but I just want to say it one more time. So Shelly, Glorious, and then Nozella, I've got you guys next. Okay. Yolanda, go. What did you think about tonight?
You know what? Actually, I missed the call tonight.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna have to go back and see and listen to that. But
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know I found you in when was that? September.
Okay.
And I have been hooked ever since. I just
Yay.
can't believe this has been going on, since then. It's so crazy. It's such a soap opera. It is
Mm-hmm.
such a soap opera. So many different things about Nesto and Sonya and Shirley. It's just like, wow, I can't believe it. Um, One thing about Sonya is I'm like around Sonya's age, and she acts so immature to me. I would
You're
not
ridiculous.
even I, look. She after what she went through when we found out that she had that tragic situation happen when she was a younger lady. I can't understand why she acts so immature after what she's been through. That's just
I think
that
she's
lady.
stuck in the 90s. She always talks
She
about the 90s.
is. You
She
know
always
what?
talks about the 90s, and I think she's kind of stuck in the 90s.
I think Sonya, really, Sonya, she may need to see a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. And you know what else? I haven't listened to the Steve Harvey show in a long time, but once this started to happen, every now and then in the morning I'll catch it. And do you know Shirley still reads that strawberry letter talking about
Yeah.
different things that's going on now with other people? I cannot believe I want to look through the radio and I'm like, girl, really? All your business is all up and down YouTube. And you reading this and talking about this with a straight I cannot believe it.
Well, I there's some people who are not watching. I think the audience is saying that there's a bad echo. Um, so let me see. So when you clicked in to come into StreamYard, did you close out? Are you able to close out your YouTube app and are you on your phone, Yolanda?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, so are you able to close out? Maybe you just did it. Did you close out your YouTube app? Like if you're on your phone, when you clicked into StreamYard, did you leave your YouTube app open?
Yeah, I did, but I think I
Okay,
just
can you flick it closed? That might help. Because you don't
okay.
need to be in YouTube to talk to me.
Okay. I think
Okay.
I just
Maybe that
knocked
helps.
it
I don't
out.
know.
Yeah. Is that better?
I it's still a little bit of a delay, but I'm gonna just put myself on mute while you talk because I don't think that there's a echo if we're not conversing back and forth. So tell me what you wanted us to know, or what you had a question for. What you had a question about?
Well, I don't really have a question, but I just want to make some comments. One of my favorite videos is the video of Shirley going off talking about Panay and her daughter, and Panay stealing the seamstress lady from her. That
Yes, that was
rant,
one of the best ones.
that rant is so epic. I listen to I sometimes I just go back to that video or some of the other ones that you've done, because since I listen to you so much, I listen to you while I'm at work. So I listen to you so much, a couple of times a day or whatever. And all your videos just come in my algorithm. I can't do the mommies. Like, I'll listen to you talk about them, but I can't lie. I wouldn't go to their channels on my own. That live
Girl, they're
and my
horrible.
jazzy life. Oh my God, just train wrecks. Just train wrecks.
They're a
But
mess. They're a mess.
just train wrecks. But you know what? I don't get the feeling that Nesto's gonna go through a trial. I just get the feeling he's gonna take a deal.
Well, I don't know. He says he's innocent. So if you take a deal, you
Girl,
have to kind of admit that something happened.
friend, he didn't start saying nothing about no innocent till probably a month or two ago.
Well, but a month or two ago, we don't know what calls those are. Like a month or two ago could have still been a call from October
Oh yeah, that's true.
of
That's true.
22. You know what I mean? So just
Yeah.
we don't know because the calls are always out of date. I mean, they're always out of sequence.
One thing that I don't
I know it's a bad
understand,
echo, guys. Okay, go ahead.
there's one thing that I don't understand is that Nesto has been at this since the 90s or something. And he's so surprised how the court system is moving so slow. I'm like, he should be very familiar with this. And then on top of the fact that he knows that he's done these people wrong. It's too many people, like you say, running down to Rosdale Police Department or, Fulton County, filling out reports. It's some truth in some of that stuff.
So I agree. He's look, he's gotten himself into trouble.
Hmm.
And okay, so people are saying the echo is really, really bad. So the echo starts to come in when I come off mute and start talking to you, but there's nothing I can do to troubleshoot it. Do you mind maybe clicking out and then trying to come back in, and maybe that might fix it? So click out and then come back and let me see if that might fix it. But don't
Okay.
go back into you. Well, I guess go into YouTube because you're gonna have to click the StreamYard link, or I'll drop it again. Um let me drop
Okay.
it in private chat. Um so the link doesn't change. So if you click out, let me see what's the best way to do this. But just make sure that YouTube is closed. Because that might be what's causing the interference. Okay. All right. Just click out and try and click back in, and let me see if I can catch you. Okay, guys. All right, so she's gone. I've got Shelly up next, then Glorious and Nozella. Let's see if we can get back Yolanda in just a second. Can you ask the chat how to close out YouTube while in StreamYard? Okay, so Shelly just asked a question. Shelly, once you come in, so if you're on your phone, just swipe you know how you close out an app? Just swipe it up or swipe it. However you close your apps out, just swipe it up and close it. Like literally, if you were closing apps out in your phone, just that exact same way. Okay, let me see if I can catch Yolanda now and see if is gonna work. Yolanda, is it better? Let's see.
Hello?
Yolanda.
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's still a little bit of an echo, but it's
It
better than
is.
it was before. So tell us what else you wanted us to know, or what other remarks you wanted to make. I'm so glad you got a chance to call in because I mean, you're enjoying the programming and I appreciate that so much. So that's number one. Um, and make sure I'm assuming you do comment, but I don't know if you comment under Yolanda or what name you comment under, but
You know
definitely don't
what?
be a
When I
stranger to
first
calling in.
joined, like months ago,
Mm-hmm.
I commented. But
Okay.
a lot of times I'm like so busy during the day, so I just kind of listen and I always hit the like button, even on the mommies, even though
Oh, thank
I don't really
you.
like those. But I'm like these young ladies, they are so like, oh my God, poor Liv. Oh God.
Oh my God. Well, we'll have to do a call in on Love Lies and Lace Fronts so we can talk a little bit of mommies because I
Hmm.
know the mommies infuriate many, many people. Uh,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah.
about what about these moms, Sonya and Shirley, because they are
When Sonya,
equally train
that
wreckish.
call, when was that? Like a few weeks, maybe a couple of weeks ago, when she was on a call with Nesto and that baby was crying, and
That was a
we
mess.
clearly heard her take that baby in another room to cry. Oh my God, I
She sure
wanted to
did.
jump through the phone. I'm like, what is she doing?
She did.
She did. She sure did. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, I don't know that Sonya is going to get any awards for her mothering or grandmothering. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I just wasn't there's maybe I'm just jaded by the YouTube streets, but there's not a lot that surprises me anymore.
With her,
Period.
yeah, yeah, with her. That's why I say I'm like, she needs to see a therapist because, like, she ran down her resume the other day. What she say? I'm street smart. I'm book smart. And what was the other one?
Hold on, I got it. This was so funny. I made it into a banner. Street smart, business smart, and
Business
common
smart.
sense smart. Okay, girl, watch out.
Okay. Oh,
Business smart,
I
common sense smart,
smart.
and street smart.
Right. Girl, get out of here. And I didn't listen to the call, but I heard you guys talking about she was complaining about the rent.
Yes.
I thought she had 17 houses.
Um, okay. I don't know if that's supposed to be active. I think she said she had 17 houses once upon a time, but she's supposed to have a townhouse or something in Florida. And maybe she's got some sort of house that she was thinking about liquidating for Nesto in Cleveland. Girl, I don't
Wait,
even, I'm
I,
just like, ma'am, stop.
I
Just
thought
stop
she
it.
had some kind of house or something that her daughter lived in and she was moving her son there. Remember that?
I do, and she did. Her son did go to Atlanta, but I don't know that that meant her daughter was living in her house. I don't remember that she owned
Okay.
a house in Atlanta. Her daughter, I know her. She said her daughter lived in Atlanta, and her son was moving there to help with the baby or
Oh, okay. I
babies.
thought that she
Yeah,
was implying that she owned like a house that they all can live in. Yeah, but you're
I don't
right.
know. I'm gonna be
I
honest. I don't remember
you,
that.
yeah, you're
It's
right. Like you
possible.
said with the previous caller about her, 12 or well, I don't know, 12, 13, $14 hour jobs. That is kind of an insult for a lady of her age because like I said, I'm around her age, but I learned a long time ago, one of my good friends told me that she told me, she said, you always make more than your age. And
Hmm.
I have always lived by that, my whole life. So that it's embarrassing for her to even consider something like that. Like Sonya, really?
Well, look, the thing is, and I've been in talent acquisition for a long time. And the thing is that people are not going to pay you according to your age. They're going to pay you according to your skill set. Now, for her skills, if that's what the skills are giving, if the skills are giving 12 to $15 an hour, that's what the skills are giving. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You can't blame the company all the time.
Mhm.
And I don't even know why she would entertain something like that to even bring to her best friend to tell him something about that. Like a low paying job that's not in my price range wouldn't even be something I would even think to even kind of like, "Oh, can you believe how
Entertain.
low this job
Entertain.
was?" Like, yeah, like it
Yeah.
was just kind of random that she would even bring that up, that she
Yeah.
would even be insulted by that. At the end of the day, companies pay what they pay, but
Mhm.
also you have to remember, like, you did make that phone call and you did inquire
Right.
because you looked at those skills and you thought it was a match, and maybe that's what the skills were giving. And Sonia
Mhm.
doesn't seem like she's even able to make a coherent business call. So I don't know.
Well, let her
Um,
tell her she is. You know what I
I
think is
don't-
so embarrassing to, when Ernesto was out on his Instagram, like he's in the did they have a Bentley? He has all these cars and F-250s or whatever that was, that motor coach.
F-350 and that
Yeah, all of that.
yeah.
And now you get in trouble and you don't have any money. Where was the money from these businesses?
Well, like the police said, and they told Shirley, the businesses all appeared to be shell companies
Mm.
and don't consider them to be valid businesses. And I would say rightfully so, considering how quickly they're able to dissolve and fold.
Did he have a credit repair?
There's an allegation that he had a credit repair business,
Why?
and that there's an allegation of that. As far as did he have a credit repair office or something like that, I don't know, but he took a
I'm
credit
wondering why
repair
he didn't
client.
repair Shirley's credit.
That's a great question. Because he probably, look, we know the deal, he's a grifter.
Right.
And the reason why he didn't repair Shirley's credit, number one, credit repair agencies in Georgia, I believe, aren't even legal. Um, it's, maybe very specific people can do credit repair, like banks and mortgage companies and things like that, but
Mhm.
or offer credit repair services. But as
Mhm.
far as this random man, clearly he's not doing credit repair. So
Right.
credit repair maybe is one of these things, but yeah, if you go on the Attorney General's website of the state of Georgia, there's
Georgia.
a lot of information on running credit repair businesses in Georgia, and it's none of it is anything of what Nesto possibly could have been doing would not have been legal.
Right. Yeah. I think I heard that somewhere before. But I really think something's wrong with Sonya. Like, don't she got like three or four sisters or something, all these other family members. Why is she wasting her time on the phone with a jailbird? Since she's so smart, she has to know that he is just
What if her
occupying
sisters
his
are all
time
just
with
like
her.
her? What if they're all the same? Like some people don't like everyone, I mean, look, I don't know how her sisters are, but they could be all just like her.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody
Yeah,
was in
that's
the
true.
house and got shot up.
Girl.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we don't know
Yeah.
what those people do. We can't
Yeah.
look, everybody is not middle class.
Yeah.
Everybody does not have a college degree. Everyone is not sophisticated. Everybody is not living the same.
Yeah.
And she said that people think Nesto is a nice guy, and nobody in her family. She says nobody questions her about Nesto.
She lying. I
Sonya's
don't
daughter
believe her.
dates men that are in their 60s. That's what
Yeah.
she said. Her daughter is 30 something years old,
That's
and her daughter
disgusting.
dates men. Well, I mean, I
That
mean, how many men are there in their 50s and 60s that have a woman that is 30 or 40 years old?
a
It
lot,
happens.
right? It
Yeah,
happens. Yeah.
that's not she's 30 is grown. A woman 30 with 2 kids. Look at Portia and Simon Gabadia. I don't know how old
Mhm.
Simon is, but I'm sure he's well into his 50s.
Mhm.
And Portia is 40. They look
Mhm.
well suited for each other, but he's got to be at least 10 years older than her.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And if
And
he
you
was
know,
20 years older than her, it still wouldn't make a difference. Portia's 40. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Her
right,
daughter is 30 something years old, so she's not a baby.
right, fully
Yeah,
grown.
Sonia's family is, I'm sure there's lots of people like lots of families like Sonia's family.
Yeah,
Everybody's family is not the Cosby Show. You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
that's
Or
true.
whatever other
Yeah,
black family that might be of a certain kind of meet a certain sort of criteria of professional black people or people
right.
who actually care. There are people who live ratchet. So
Yep.
she has three and four sisters. So what? They may all equally be ratchet.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? You always say like Nesto, he looks nice in the suit, got to get a nice haircut in the salt and pepper bill. He looks like he has a nice walk when he's walking from the car with Erica, that video that I see sometimes. But when he opens that mouth, girl, bye.
Yeah, it's awful.
I would have been like, "What? What did you say?" That would have been
But
an automatic turn off.
she's okay with it though. And you know what? Shirley was okay with it too. Shirley has been with this man for 10 years. Over 10
That's
years.
that's so crazy to me. She's so Shirley sounds so she gives like we didn't know any of her business before all this came out, but we all thought the people who knew her that she was such a esteemed, established lady, well versed and all of that. And then all this stuff comes out about her. When it first started coming out about her finances and stuff, I could not believe it. I was like, "Oh my God. Really? She's
Well, I could
crazy."
believe it because, when COVID came, weren't you catching all the celebrities talking about how some of them were one or two paychecks or one or two
Oh
jobs away
yeah.
from being
Yeah.
broke?
Yeah.
Like if big Hollywood actors who have $1 million homes are waiting for that next paycheck and that next big movie and that next big, they overextended themselves. Maybe they didn't work for a year. You know what I mean? Like some of
Mhm.
these people are,
Living above their means. A lot of them
well, not
do.
even that they're living above their means. They might be living well within their means, but let's just say they didn't get the last two jobs and
Yeah.
they are living off their savings and
Mhm.
they're living off what they planned, that if they get a job once a year, twice a year.
Mhm.
Sure, if and you miss one or two jobs or you didn't land one or two auditions or like Shirley says, if you can't make a dime, make a nickel. So maybe you made a little bit less or whatever the case might be.
Mhm.
People were running low on money, just like people with really good corporate jobs. Shirley said that her finances became strapped with the pandemic because they weren't working as much and I guess their pay got affected. I'm not really sure, but um it's not about living above your means. There's plenty of people that if they did not get their paycheck, one or two paychecks in a row, they would be in financial ruin.
Wait, that house on Pine Grove, the one that they moved in and never paid rent, was that during the pandemic?
I mean, it depends on when you want to call the pandemic, but it was right before he was arrested. So
Okay.
he was
Oh, okay.
arrested in 2021. I mean, technically
2021.
the pandemic was still happening.
Right, right.
But certain states, in North Carolina, I mean, we were pretty much like 2 years.
Mhm.
Some states it was maybe a year. They were slow to call it and they were quick to let it go. So I don't,
And I
you know what I
think
mean?
Atlanta was one of the ones that was slow to call it because I think I remember during that time a lot of people were going to Atlanta.
I was watching vloggers and people in Atlanta and you would have thought that nothing was happening. So
Exactly. Right. Yeah, it was one of those. But, I honestly don't think I think he's gonna take a plea. I could be wrong, but
why would you like let's just say I don't think I think his ego is too much for a plea. If he takes listen to you know what I mean? Let's think about it. Rape, sexual assault. I mean, who in the world? He could go to jail for the like I don't know that they're gonna plea on that.
but um I don't think that he wants to face those people, especially the one with the blood contract or whatever that was.
Now, I don't know about that, Nick. Well, Nick, you know what? I was home. I was home. I pretty much did not even leave my neighborhood for almost 2 years. Like
Right, right.
we were in my city, I live in Charlotte, and we were on lockdown. Like school was
Hmm.
closed for damn near 2 years. Now Atlanta, I think, was a different story.
It
Um,
was.
but I don't know. I think that look, Shirley's finances is a mystery. I don't know if we're gonna ever find out like the full details on what she's got um, going on. But I know it's hard to believe because sometimes we get an image in our minds of how
Hmm.
people are and how they should be. Um, I think that this is a really good exercise and don't let the exterior fool you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
kind of
Shirley,
think that she's in denial too with some things because
mm,
I don't see Shirley like, on YouTube listening to these calls because I remember one call when she was talking to him, I think, and he asked her about a friend or something, and she said she didn't want to talk to him because she didn't want to answer any questions or hear anything or this or that. So, I don't think that because I don't get the feeling that even Mississippi Monica or whoever are even telling her what's going on YouTube. She doesn't want to know. She's embarrassed.
well, and that's also because it's her husband,
Yep.
and I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to feel, what to say about that. I'll have to think about that some more. Um,
I kind of feel sorry
maybe
for
if
her a little bit. I feel embarrassed for her also because look, if I was her, she's from Chicago, right? I would put some money on the phone for just to get him a real good cussing out for you embarrassing me, you talking to this trick on the phone, you laughing at me about sleeping on an air mattress. Oh my God, I would let him have it.
I mean, that might be what he needs. That might be what
Yeah,
he
yeah,
needs.
yeah. He said he don't care. He
Um,
had them folks or whatever he called her, them folks, and
I think he's just mad.
yeah,
He's
he
just
just
sour
mad.
grapes.
He-
Yolanda, let me let
oh,
some other people up
let
because
me
we
ask you
okay,
this
go ahead.
one thing.
Go ahead.
How about like we have some fun in case this comes out on Tubi, maybe even go as far as Netflix. Who can play Nesto?
Mm.
Jonathan Majors. I mean, he's been kicked down. Maybe him. Eh.
Jonathan Majors gives crazy. Yeah, why not? Jonathan Majors can do it. Jonathan Majors looks absolutely nuts.
He does. He looks scary.
Mhm.
Yeah, he could probably do it.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't you guys in the chat, if this were coming on Tubi, who's Nesto, who's Sonya,
Sonya.
who's everybody, and I'll be
Yeah,
looking in the chat.
Shirley. Like not any A-listers,
No, not Jamie
CD
Foxx.
listers.
Right.
All
Okay,
right,
Yolanda,
friend. It
let me
was
let
so
you
good
drop
talking to
down.
you.
It
I
was nice
enjoy your
talking to
content.
you. Oh, you're
I
so
try to catch
sweet.
you as often as I can. I like the videos. I do listen to the mommies, even though that's a lot. But I love this Nesto series. This is
Oh, thank
your
you. It's been
yeah.
fun.
This is your gem here.
Well,
All right,
definitely keep in touch. Call back in. Don't be a stranger, and we'll talk to you again next time, okay?
all right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Okay, all right, bye-bye. Shelly, it says your devices are not connected, Shelly. Okay. Let me I think I had Nozella next. Nozella, and then I've got Glorious. Let me clear this up. Okay. So Shelly, it says your device is not connected. I feel like Nozella was here before Glorious. Did I put that down? I'm not sure. Nozella, hold on tight. And I got Shanna next, okay? When you can say not connected, what are you saying? It says devices not connected. So maybe you don't have your mic connected to Google, possibly. They Are they asking you a question like to connect your microphone? Because you're in, it may just not be connecting with your microphone or your camera. You don't have to connect your camera. So it might ask you to connect your camera. You can connect your camera, but you just don't engage your camera. Oh, there you go. Okay, you did it. Okay, Shelley, here you go.
Okay. Am I
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me up. I tried everything I could to close out YouTube, so I hope that there is no background noise.
Oh no, you're fine. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no
Okay.
echo.
Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Oh wow. Okay, so I did not get to hear
I hear
the
papers. Did you take some notes?
yeah, I did.
Okay, Glorious, I got you next, and then Nozella and Shayna. Okay, so just hold tight. Okay, Shelly, you're on.
Okay, so I didn't get to hear today, but I've heard so many different tapes and I'm not really sure where I am. So I'm just gonna start.
Okay. I think you just faded out. Can you hear me? Shelly.
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes.
hear me?
There you
Can
go.
you?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I just decided that I would just go with some of the notes that I had taken. One of the questions that keeps coming up is why do the women keep giving him money? Or the I'm not sure which one it was, but the one that felt something wrong when he asked her for money. And I think she gave him $1,000, but he paid it back. But then she wouldn't have anything to do with him. But then he
The real
came
estate
back.
agent.
Okay.
Mhm.
But then he came back. I'm just going to say what I think happened there is she had reverse buyer's remorse. She had the intuition that
I'm not sure what's happening, Shelly, but we heard that she had reverse buyer's remorse and she had the intuition and then you cut out. Are you there? Finesse. Finesse said hello, Shelly.
just a second, we're going to fix
Okay,
this.
I got you. Okay. You have to fix your mic? Oh, okay. Shelly is fixing her mic. Let me see if we can get Glorious up real quick. Shelly, hold on, okay? Glorious?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm gonna go real quick because I got my notes too, so if you can get
Okay.
her right back up. So, first of all, I wanted to say first that I love you statement that Sonia keeps making in the midst of her conversations. Whatever in between
Right.
words sounds dumb. It's goofy sounding. It's it's just straight up goofy, and that's what I kept writing. Is just a goofball, in my
But the funny
opinion.
thing that she said when she said I love you, and Nesta was like, I know that very much.
Yeah,
Like it was just kind of like, Sonya, would you please stop? Like
yeah.
you are
Shut up.
making a complete fool out of yourself. Like,
Yeah,
okay. He
yeah.
said,
I mean, you
he
can
said
almost
that I know. I know.
you can almost hear
He
him
should have
saying,
just continued with not saying I love you because that would have played a lot better. That the end of this call, he's like, I love you very much. But you know what? He knows how to she, you know, there's a school of thought of doing that. The fact that she doesn't get the gratification back of him returning the I love you
yeah,
and he's sparse with his I love yous, that makes her want him even more because
yeah.
she's not getting the I love you. Oh, I love you too. Because he doesn't. He'll give her like one I love you to every like 10 of her I love yous. Like,
Yeah.
so, okay, but
I'll
let me
give
let you go so
I'll
you
give
can
you
finish
one.
your
I'll
list.
give you one. I love you and raise you another one. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's like two teenagers on a phone call. Listening to them. But I just wanted to say, and I have number two. This story really is not about Sonia. At first I kind of questioned that, but now that I'm really studying both of Nesto's Instagrams, I am really convinced it's not about Sonia, and I just really do believe at this point Nesto's in trouble. Okay. I mean, you know, you would venture to say by him being in jail, of course he's in trouble. You know, and them not releasing him, of course he's in trouble. But the more I look at this, and the more I really look, you know, just delve into what I'm seeing, um, you know, in his on his Instagrams and just the other issues, he's really I believe he's really in trouble.
He has very
Because
serious charges.
yes, and it because his actions and some of the things that I'm seeing, I'm not understanding how you can justify, um, you know, what he was doing, um, and where the money was coming from. You can't justify it. The way he's flashing money, the way he's, you know, talking about getting money. You know, it's time for me to get money. I need to watch. You know, it's the new year. I got to get my money game up and all of that stuff or whatever he was saying. And you ask yourself the question, how is he getting money? What is he doing to get money? And because like you said, you mentioned it a little while ago, a lot of this stuff seems to be shell businesses. So, you know, he's in trouble. That's just my opinion. I'll just say to sum it up by this saying I'm seeing is he's in trouble, and it's not really about Sonia. And I wouldn't be surprised if some other people go down with him. Um, Not just
So
those
the
two people who
Rico,
are
yeah.
charged. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. It really does look like Rico. Um, and I also wrote down. This is a question. Do you think that Nesto's people are coming out of the woodwork and getting into comments with some of the bloggers and stuff like that, getting into the bloggers' comments and stuff like that? Because I noticed some things going on earlier with other bloggers. You know, with some things that they've been receiving in their comments, and I'm like, is this a? Are they coming out the woodwork? You know, to make some comments and you know to kind of stir the waters up a little bit. Do you think that's happening?
I know Sonya's been in the comments because she's been under her sign on. So I've had some activity today with something that was kind of it just made me think Sonya right away. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, you know what I mean? Like for me, people being funny in the comments is very typical. So I don't get stirred by people making snarky comments. If someone states what they want to state and it's an opposing opinion, like this doesn't have to be a cult of personality over here. You don't have to agree. My thing is say what you mean, don't say it mean. If you come at me from the left, I will, depending on how I read the comment, it may fly, it may not fly. If I don't like it, I'm going to delete it. If I really don't like it, I'm going to block you. And that's how I deal with it. I don't care about some damn comments. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I work with it. I don't know who's in the comments. I don't know who anybody is. I know who very few people are. Like you call in from time to time, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know
Mm-hmm.
certain people from these type of interactions, but I treat everything the same. You come for me and I got something for you in these comments. So that's how I deal with it. If it's, you know, if it's an opposing opinion, fine. If you come for my neck and I don't like it, it's getting deleted because I don't want to, I'm not going to give that kind of stuff an audience. And if you really come, then I'm going to block you. And that's it. I give it no shine. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Like
I was
I'm
just
not, yeah.
I was just wondering because I was listening to some other bloggers, and that you know there was some kind of y- you know comments that were made, and they got really upset, and
I
then
don't
you
know that
know
that had anything to do with Nesto, though. If you're
yeah,
talking about what I think you're talking about,
yeah, yeah,
I don't believe that that has anything to do with this. That's a whole nother situation that's exclusive to that particular channel and
right.
that that nucleus of a community, right? That's not, I don't think that has anything to do with this topic.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I was just wondering, because I was like, well, wow, wow.
I mean, the
Yeah, are they
people
getting
are in
really
the comments. I'm sure Sonya has people like Wisdom's daughter, and thank you, Wisdom's daughter. I got what you sent me. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
Wisdom's daughter had um Sonya's niece in the comments a month or two ago because she had posted when people were still trying to figure out who Sonya was, who the streets thought Sonya was for a moment.
Hmm.
And it turned out that this was this girl's mother. And she said, Sonya is my aunt. That's my mother. Take it down. So,
Oh,
I mean, these people are watching. They're
yeah,
watching,
yeah,
but
yeah.
and they
These
could be
streets are small.
commenting. And yeah,
These streets are small. So I get it. So I know you have a hotline tonight, so I'm not going to stay on the call. But I did want to also my fourth point is I think that Sonia confirms um, some of the allegations with Nesto in these women in his gigolo, well, my allegedly his gigolo status, which I think could be problematic for him as far as when his trial comes up and and all of that stuff because she kind of from what I understood she alluded to the fact that he's had several relationships and all of that stuff. So um, him, they
you
see him
mean
a
in the calls
gigolo.
tonight or in like when he was on Tasha when she was on Tasha K?
Or I think one of her lives or something like that. From what understand, that she brought up. I don't watch her lives, but from what I
Okay.
understand, she brought up the fact that he's had several relationships and that he was in like an open relationship. Him and Shirley were in like an open relationship, and that he's had allegedly had several relationships while he was married. So they don't. She
Well,
didn't
we already
understand what.
know that because he's got sexual assault
Right,
charges. He went to the Green Waters. Like, it's like, Sonya, tell us something. It's kind
right.
of like the cold tea of it all. Like, she's saying something to make it seem like she's dropping his tea, but we already know it because we've read the police reports, which all happened while he was married. And he's been having these dangerous liaisons with other women. So, Sonya, tell us something we don't already know, which is what was going on with you and him. That's not a lie. Sonya is not a reliable narrator to me. So
Okay.
whatever Sonya says, it's kind of like, oh, okay. I don't believe anything she says other than when she's talking fast and talking freestyle and she
Right.
trips herself up and she lies.
So
Like
she's
her talking
cooperating
about,
with the charges are then. I mean, if she's saying, if she's saying that he's had these relationships and they're saying that he's had these relationships, so she's putting some nails in his coffin.
well, he's not dispute. She said that the things that he's some of these cases should be civil. So she never said that he didn't know some of these people. She said business deals go bad. This should be in civil court. So she's not saying, but keep in mind, all of his charges aren't like that. She's not addressing. There's no way CP is going to be in civil court. That's one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way that SA is going to be in civil court. She's not talking. Uh, she's not talking like the full scope of the cases. So,
And is
um,
theft would theft by deception, would that be in a civil court either?
well, if someone says, "Okay, you said you could help me fix my credit and you didn't help me fix my credit," and you knew you couldn't fix, I guess they're going to have to prove intent that he knowingly took the money, knowing that he could not provide the services that were paid for. So that could be in civil court. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, because you need to have some sort of an intent. They need to be able to prove intent that he knowingly took these people's money and never had any intentions of making good on the offer.
Yeah, like I said, he seems to be in trouble. He seems to be in
I
trouble.
think he's definitely going to be in trouble, but I don't think it's a plea deal situation because I don't know that they're going to plea deal down CP or SA. Like the financial crimes, I don't know. That's a possibility, but the assault charges and the CP, I don't think so.
Mm, mm,
Why would you take that type of a charge and have to be a registered sex offender? If what he's saying is true and there's no evidence, take your shot and ride it out and have a clear name rather than have to register for the rest of your life. You're 60 years old. You're not going to be able to live near a school. You're not going to be able to live near any, like, you're going to be very limited as to where you can live. You're going to have to check in. You're going to be limited in being able to find a job, or restart some sort of a business, get a barber's license or maybe even a business license. I don't know. I really don't know because I don't, I have no firsthand experience with that, but I could only imagine that, if he says there's no evidence, why would you take a plea? That doesn't make sense. If
yeah.
if the evidence was in boxes and boxes of full of evidence and discovery and you're like, "Oh shit, like I better take a deal or else I'm going to be leaving out of here in my casket." But I don't, he says there's nothing, right?
Yeah. I I just encourage people who, who are late comers like I was to just take a look at his, his Instagrams, too. His two Instagrams too. You may have a different perspective. You may get a different perspective in it,
Well, we did
So
a deep dive into his Instagrams in a couple of episodes.
I
So,
didn't. Yeah, I know I was late.
oh, it's okay. It's never too late. The whole playlist is right there with every single video from the beginning. So if you've missed any, just go back to the beginning and you can watch all of them.
Yeah, that'll be another rabbit hole that I get into. Yeah. Okay. Will
Okay.
do.
All right, Glorious. Happy New Year.
You too.
Okay,
Thank
take care.
you.
All right, bye-bye. Shelly.
Yes.
Hi, Shelly. Sorry about
Oh,
that. Okay, I think we're good now. You sound good. We're connecting. Okay.
okay,
So I know
great.
you've got some notes. Yeah.
I do, but I want to tap onto what you just got through talking about as far as
Hmm.
his crimes. I was
Yes.
another lawyer channel earlier today,
Hmm.
and she went through his papers, and she was saying that one of those crimes was a capital crime, and I don't remember which one it was. And
It's
then
possible the sexual assaults or the child
it
pornography,
could
one or
be.
the other. They have to be. Yeah, they're very serious crimes.
Yeah, and she said, and then in Georgia, they still have the death penalty for that. So that's not that he would get it, but for a capital crime, they still have the death penalty. So it's definitely a serious crime that he's
Hmm.
been charged with. To say that it's nothing, or to act as if what he's done is just walk down the street and stepped on somebody's toe. Um,
Right. Like he's not going to plead to that, and I don't even know they're going to accept a plead for that. Because why would they? Or I mean, we would have to have an indictment, I think, at a certain point for that to even be offered for a plea deal, and he would have to really understand. I'm not exactly sure in between where he's at right now with the complaint room versus an indictment and a plea deal. I think we're putting the cart before the horse at this point, maybe down speculation alley of what you think he might do. But I think people also have to realize that when someone accepts a plea, you are accepting a guilty, you're accepting a charge, you're accepting a life change, you're accepting another felony or whatever the charge is, a misdemeanor. But in this case, most of these are felonies. This guy is 60 years old. He says there's no evidence. Why take a plea deal? Unless his lawyers are like, look, you're in deep crap and they want to package everything up and give you 10 years. I don't see him walking, like, I think we just need to let the justice system do what the justice system does. And I just don't think pleas are coming that quick and easy. They've got him in the jailhouse for a reason. They're taking their time for a reason, even though it might not be a good reason. I just think we just need to see how it plays out. Shelly, you guys say Ray J to play Lamont. I think Ray J is kind of. Have you guys seen what Bobby Brown looks like? Why is Bobby Brown looking like TD Jakes, guys? Have you guys seen him? Bobby Brown has gotten so thick and mature. He is looking like TD Jake's younger brother. I'll show you guys before we close out. Shelly, what you
Okay.
got for us?
Okay. So what I was talking about is for, as you said, that was a real estate lady who gave him the
Mm-hmm.
money. And then he gave it back, and then she listened to him again when he called her. And I think one of the statements that had been said earlier is that she was either religious or was a Christian, and she didn't follow her intuition. Her first intuition was that this guy is not a good guy. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I'm not going to deal with him. After before she gave him the money, she gave it to him and she got it back. But then after she got the money back, I'm thinking she thought, well, why would I be thinking that bad of a person? I probably shouldn't have done that. That probably was wrong. She probably beat herself up about it. And Nesto, being the crook that he is, he knew that that was her religious thing. So he calls her back. And once he calls her back, she feels like this is her opportunity to make up for thinking bad about somebody, because that's just not in her nature. And him being the crook that he is, he went in like a train with everything in his arsenal to get everything that he could from her. And then once she gave him that one thing, and then she did the other thing, and then trying to get back the other thing. And I think she just got in too deep with her situation. Now I can't answer that about the other ladies, but I was just thinking that about her. She did not follow her intuition, and I think that's something that a lot of us don't do sometime, is listening to our intuition, and therefore he was able to get her. So,
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's valid. A lot of people deny what they know to be true. Like, for instance, let me just bring it to Sonya again. Sonya knows that Ernesto is nobody to be in a relationship with because
mhm,
he's not even returning, he's not giving her kind of a return on her investment of even just the I love yous. There's
mhm,
no real return over there.
mhm,
She's saying, I think I'm going to have egg on my face. I think I'm going to look stupid. So maybe that is part of her con, kind of the self deprecating self doubt. And he's like, I know you playing with me or whatever, go ahead with yourself, whatever. Um, but she knows deep down inside he's not really trying to be with her like that. So I don't know. Like Joey says that he thinks that she is a con person. I think she's thirsty pick me. And it might be six of one, half a dozen of another. But I think that she knows deep down inside that this is not a good investment of her time. She's got to. But she continues to pursue and move ahead because whatever it is that she's looking for at the end of the rainbow. I have no idea, but it's entertaining to me. It's very entertaining. We're watching. I think she is misunderstanding the fascination with this kind of circus sideshow. It's entertaining. That's really what it is. Um, but yeah, I don't as far as what Nesto's doing, I think he definitely is in big trouble. What was some of the other things that you were thinking?
Okay, I was thinking about with Sonya. I think that her and actually Nesto are two of a kind. She's just
Yeah.
not as thoroughly inbred as he is, because she told too many lies that could easily be verified. And a grifter and a deceptionist has no problem telling a lie. And then they have no problem when the lie comes back to them, because then they'll just make something else up to cover that lie. So
Mm.
they
Mhm.
are the same. It's just that he is much deeper than he is, as far as really hurting people. But I think that they would have worked together eventually on whatever was going on had he not gone to jail, because nobody can tell lies like that knowing that they're a lie, knowing that they can be verified and feel fine with telling it, and even once the lies are verified still feel good about that. Something is wrong with that. So that's in a person to be able to do that.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. I agree. Um and then so what did you watch tonight's episode?
I did not get to see tonight's episode, but I heard
Okay.
another channel and it sounded almost like it was the same thing when she was asking him, when it was almost like trying to solidify their relationship. She was happy about that and wanting to be with him, and he was saying something about he didn't really have time for that right now because he had his he was trying to worry about his getting out. And then they talked about Shirley having to go outside and talk to him on the phone, and how he acted like a big guy about it or something. And they were talking about Shirley, and she was saying what Shirley ought to do, and what kind of a wife she ought to be, and she ought to
So
be
that was probably the last one. That wasn't tonight. Tonight's was a
okay.
little bit different.
Okay.
They were talking more about Sonia's move to Atlanta
Oh, okay.
and going on and on about that. It was a little awkward, but it was really more of a Nesto Sonya conversation.
Mm.
Yeah, he said, "You're the fox, keep it kosher." Yeah, they're silly.
It-
We'll go through it tomorrow. I don't know if you'll end up watching it before then, but we'll react to it like in full tomorrow.
mm,
Um she met him at the gas station. It was several different things. I'll go through my timeline.
mhm.
I'm going to get to these two next callers. Is there anything you want to leave us with, or is there a question you have for me or the audience?
Nothing other than Sonya is going to be left high and dry, because I
Yes.
believe Neto is really, he's in big trouble, and it's not going to be as easy as he's trying to lead everybody to believe that it is. That there is nothing, because
Yeah, he's definitely in some deep he's in deep trouble. I agree with you there. I think your mic went out again, Shelly.
okay, well, I'm going to hang up because I think what it is I moved, and if that's what's
Oh.
causing the problem, I didn't move, I just moved my hand, so it's just very.
Oh.
But okay, so I'll just
It's
let you.
like I can hear you now though. But I appreciate you hanging in there. Thank you for participating tonight. And next time we do a call in, please make sure don't be a stranger, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Take
Okay.
care. All right, bye-bye. Okay, Nozella, I'm coming for you. Um,
Hello?
okay. Hey, Nozella.
Am I echoing?
No.
Oh, perfect. Thank God.
No, you're it's perfect. What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? I'm
I'm doing
happy to talk to you with your bougie self. I love your
okay,
bougie
yes.
voice. I could
Thank you.
never. I don't got it. Oh my gosh. I
It's
love it.
okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That makes me smile. Thank you very much. Did you have a nice Christmas?
Girl, yes. As
Okay,
nice as
good.
it's
We
gonna
did too.
be. I
I've just enjoyed
relaxed.
all the downtime. And then my husband's
Yeah.
been home all week. And it feels like every day we get up, it feels like Saturday and Sunday. I'm like, is it Saturday? I'm like, oh no, it's Thursday. Oh no, it's Friday. I'm gonna be mad when this weekend's over because I love when my husband's home, but it's like, it will be back on our regular schedule next week because he'll be back to work and Farrah will be back to school, and then I'll be back on normal because like this week getting up and doing 8:30 and then trying to do 12 o'clock, they're looking at me like it's time to go out, or don't y'all want to watch a movie or something? You know what I mean? So it's kind of thrown me off my schedule a little bit, but it's been nice. I've enjoyed it very much.
Yes, and we're in the last days of the 2023s, and we're waiting on the 2024 is knocking at our door. So
Yep.
it's like, oh, enjoy every bit of it.
Yes, it's been really nice. So did you watch tonight's episode?
You know I did. You know I
Okay, because I'm
did.
like, my God.
This is my
Okay, so what do you
favorite
think?
show of 2024.
I know, right?
I love this. I don't know. It's something within me. And I don't care. I
And then
love
the
the
best is to have a
Nesto.
community to talk about it with.
Yes.
That's like the experience of the 2020s, or even like, I don't know, since the I used to watch The Bachelor and then get on Facebook, and there would be a Facebook group, and we would be like, "Oh my god, she's so stupid. Is she getting a rose?" Like, we would just be talking about it, and I'm like, this is really kind of the same thing. You watch your favorite show and you get on a group to chat about, a group that you like, kind of the vibe of the conversation. That's kind of like what we do here. So yeah, absolutely.
Right. And then, when you're in like your own community, everybody's not on this. You know what I mean? So you have
No.
to
Mm-mm.
explain it and all of this. So to be able to talk to people who is like in tune to the
Get it? And
Nesto
up to date.
show,
Yes, exactly.
y- so
It's fun, yeah.
yes.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
what
God.
did you think?
Oh gosh. I don't even know where to start. It's just so much because Sonya is a mess at her age. So she's all like, I love you, I love you. For me, I don't know if Sonya's the feds or not because she she didn't express so much information. It's not like she is for him. And on one of them calls, he was like, not this call, but another call, he was like, sometimes people could be spreading negativity and don't even know they spread negativity. And I
He was
don't
talking
think
about
that was
Lamont.
towards,
Yeah, he was
yes,
talking about Lamont.
but I don't think he was really talking about Lamont because I speak mush mouth. I
Oh,
understand. I think he was talking about her, talking to her so she can get it, but she just didn't get it because she's a dimwit. First of
so
all,
so
why
what
would
makes you
you?
think he was yeah, what makes you think he was talking about her and not Lamont? Which
Because
I'm
why would
interested to
she
hear.
go back and say, "Oh, your brother told me that Shirley said she's not going to be paying for your lawyer anymore because she's going to choose her daughter." Or I don't know if she said she's going to choose her daughter, but she's not going to choose a man over her daughter.
All right, so that's
And he told
negativity.
me
That's
not
negativity
to.
because that's not what he wants to hear.
No, he don't want to hear that. You as a side piece or friend or coach or whatever your position is, because Sonia's so dilute was for me, Sonia is a clout chaser. So all in all, at the end of this, even if she's not the feds, she's gonna try to sell this story as the side chick to Strawberry's husband. The fact that she got a little bit connection to somebody who's connected to Steve Harvey, like she loves that. She's from the old school, so she's feeling like she's on the ends. That's why she went straight to Tasha K. She'd been watching Tasha K probably from the beginning. She probably a wino. So she probably couldn't wait to get on Tasha K. So it's like for me, in my mush mouth understanding, he was telling her that because why would she need to relay that to him if he's behind bars? Why couldn't if oh your brother told me not to tell you? So you're trying to cause issues between this man and his brother, best friend, whatever, and the wife trying to say, "Oh, she's not going to pay." Oh, she's been together 10 years. I don't care. She should pay. How are who who is you to say, but this woman should pay? That's that negativity. It was sneak. It was dry negativity, and that's why Nesto. Because if he don't know nothing else, he could be mush mouth. He could be ignorant, but he knows street talk and lingo. He's from that game recognized game. So he could recognize that she was trying to be negative, which she's always been negative. So that's why I think she the feds.
Okay. So Sonia may be an informant. Okay,
A
that makes
dry
sense.
informant, because all she do is dry snitch. Everything be dry. Oh, even with the CP. Oh, somebody sold him an old computer. How do you know if you met him? First of all, for me, I could have sworn they met in Miami in a club. Then I did not watch the Tasha K because I don't have nothing for TK. So, but then I heard they met at she trying to get a bar, whatever. Now I'm hearing she in her booty shorts at the gas station. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if any of y'all peeped, but I peeped him. He said, I didn't even notice you. He said he
Okay.
didn't notice her.
How could we not hear that? Are you kidding me?
Girl,
He
okay.
said he said I wasn't even looking at you that hard.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all did
I
peep.
got
My
my
bad.
notes. I haven't had a chance to go through my notes yet. I got a list. Girl, I got about
Okay.
40, I got
Okay, because I don't know.
40
It
bullets to
didn't
hit.
come up. But
Well, you've been taking calls.
he said, I didn't even notice you. She was trying to act like she was looking good in her booty shorts, her booty
Mm-hmm.
poking out. This for me, she's a sicko. What she say? Oh, no, I don't got a grown woman body. Like that's what what the heck is a grown woman body? Because once you're over 20, 18, 21 and up, you're grown. Either even if you're a little person, a big person, slim, whatever, you're grown. So you're trying to play into the fact that you're little, like you're what, you got a teenage body? What are you trying to play in that for? Do you know something that we don't know? Because you thought that was cute. Oh, if you touch a 20-year-old booty and a 50-year-old booty, you can tell the difference. I don't know the difference. I can't tell. So, ma'am, tell me something. So, I don't know if
She
y'all.
Yeah, I heard that. I think Sonya is constantly trying to sell herself. She wants to sell that she's got a shape. Look, Sonya is coming from a place of less than. Sonya is always trying to look for some approval. I mean, you could take it that she's the feds and she's maybe trying to set him up for the okey doke to say something, and that's possible. I don't doubt that. On face value, to me, she comes across as a pick me, and I expect pick me's to do pick me things, which is to constantly remind how I'm better, I'm prettier, I'm this, I'm that, I'm everything, because she isn't the star of his show. He's not picking her as his true woman. She's an option, but she's not it. And that's why she feels so insecure with him. That's why she has to constantly be reminding him of who she is and, what she has to offer.
But is she even an option? She the one found
Yeah,
him.
she's an option. I mean, he doesn't have to
No,
talk to her.
he not. No, she's an option. She's not an option. She is something like he said. Thank you for keeping me company during this. She has been I don't want to call her a placeholder, but she has been something to do. Just like when we're at
An
work and we're
option.
on
Yeah, that's what I
YouTube.
mean by an option.
No, but
Like
that's not
she's
I don't think that's an option. She's just the only one there. So it's not an option because when you have options, if Shirley was answering his call, he'll be talking to her. But
well,
nobody else is answering his call. She is just a pick me. I don't know. She's just like there for whatever. And we don't know what it is. Clout. She could be the feds. I don't know. But she is just like the last option. Like it's
mm,
not like he got much options. She is like the only one there. The only thing the only person who's trying to be
she's
there.
she's she's the backup plan. Like 2 calls ago, he said, like, you don't have to worry because you're already talking to the backup plan. And that was Sonya. He called her the backup plan 2 calls ago. The call,
But I
not
don't even
obviously not this call, but the last one where there was maybe 3 calls with her after Shirley at the restaurant. He told her, and he was telling himself, like, I don't really have to worry because I know my worth. I already have a backup plan. You're talking to the backup plan. And he wasn't saying like she's talking to the backup plan. He was telling himself he was good because his his lawyers had been paid for almost as if it was like a mortgage, and he has a backup plan, which is Sonya, and he knows she's not going anywhere because she hunted him down for 5 weeks. So she's not going to go anywhere. Like, he's willing to use her until she decides to check out, which is more of like that pimp type mentality. As long as she's choosing, he's not doesn't have to feel guilty because he's not asking her for anything. She's just willingly showing up, which is classic pick me behavior.
Girl, she
I mean,
willingly
and we might be
showing up.
saying the same thing, but
Yeah,
we're
I
saying it
think we
differently.
are. Right, because she willingly showing up, but what I'm saying is she's the only one showing up. Like,
And that's okay though, because he's been in jail before and he's also been completely abandoned before. Like, we're going with the notion that him having nobody would be a shock to his system. He's got Laverte, he's got his son, he's got people, but he doesn't have someone who maybe is holding him down like she's calling every day. But at the end of the day, that might be better for him, and he might actually be able to focus at the task at hand to actually get himself up out of there. Right now, he's distracted playing with her on the telephone. So she is an option because he could actually start to not take her calls. He doesn't have to pick up her calls,
but he in jail
or
and
he doesn't have
bored.
to.
He bored.
No, I got it. But there's plenty of people who can fight through the boredom and say, you know what? If I can handle this in a better way, I can walk out of here in a better way, because he chose to feel like he needed to supplement his life and escape talking to this woman on the phone. I'm live right now at 11 o'clock at night running his business. You know what I'm saying? If he would have kept it tight and, you know, respected his wife, respected himself a little bit more, we might not be live right now. We might be live on, you know what I mean? Like, I might be live, but I don't know that, we don't know what the history, how things would have unfolded. You see what I'm saying? He is sitting here bored and he's talking to Sonia for what? You have a
Cause
wife.
he bored. His wife got a life. We know Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, how many times have y'all reported that Miss Shirley been down to see her? Him.
He told
She
her
might
not
have
to go
been
see
in.
him. He told her not to come long time ago. He said, I don't even want you to come down here. So it's like, which one is it? You want her to come or you not want her to come? I
He don't
mean,
want her to come because he think, in my opinion, like he been living like, what is it that Instagram Nesto's fine life or whatever it was, luxury life. He been living luxury and all this. He's so embarrassed for his wife because all in all, he want Miss Shirley back. I don't care. He wants to be back in that circle. He wants to be back there. Miss that girl Sonya, and I'm gonna call her a girl because she got a girl mentality. She is just something to do while he's in jail. Um, she found him. He didn't even wasn't thinking about her. Just like he said, when she was in them booty shorts, he didn't even notice her. She the one
mm-mm.
came and found him. So she came like she got something to offer with paralegal or whatever, and we know that she don't. And now it's like she tried to play into, oh, I'm small, I'm this, which is fine, but ma'am, you went and messed with this woman's husband on a motor coach. I don't know if it was in a truck stop or what, because there's so many different stories. So Sonia and Nesto, I don't even know if Miss Sylvia was right on the fact that they knew each other from the old school. Because which part did she meet him in them booty shorts at the gas station? Is she the woman that found Shirley for Nesto? Who called Shirley and said Nesta was in jail? Which, like, I don't know.
Well, he talked to Sonia about the person whose number was in his wallet. So no, that wasn't her. He he told her about the person who he thought like he had no one, to help him. and he had that one number, and it was the girl who was that he offered the job to at the truck stop. So she knows about that story. That wasn't her. She wasn't. Look, I mean, people can think what they want. I can't. I'm not the historian of the Shirley Nesto track, you know what I mean, lifestyle or whatever. I just know what I've heard. And as far as how they met, it's debatable, but I think we know that they met sometime in 2020, and I think they either met at the truck stop or they met somewhere on his RV in front of somewhere, but it wasn't on some she was looking for real estate. I don't believe that at all. I don't
Mm-mm.
believe that at all. She was either um providing some entertainment of some sort, whatever it was, I don't know. But she was facilitating something, going to a club, and she met him. And then the rest is kind of history. As far as I've lost your other question, but as far as how they met, I think they met either at the they may have met at the truck stop or gas station, but I don't think that she worked at the truck stop. She lived in Florida.
But
She
I'm
lived in Florida up
thinking
until
at
recently.
this point that him is that woman been involved for I don't know what time they met at that truck stop, but I'm thinking Sonya been around for a while. And I didn't think so before, but because their stories don't add up, because I thought they met at a club in Miami, personally, from one of the phone calls.
No,
But
they met in
then,
Atlanta. Her daughter's been in Atlanta for a long time. Remember, her daughter has been here, and or his her daughter has been in Atlanta, and she was coming back and forth to Atlanta, and she was also moving her son to Atlanta because I don't know, I think she felt that it would be better for him to live closer to her sister, closer to his sister, and he could help the sister out. And then somewhere along the line she decided to move up to Atlanta also cuz she's talking to Nesto.
right, but on one of them calls when he talking to one of them bruhs, either Dre or Lamont, he was like, "Oh, the girl from it could have been Miami or something like that, but it was one of them Florida states. The one I met at the club." So I thought they was referring to Sonia.
Yeah,
So
so she's from Florida, the one that I met at the club. It doesn't mean that the club was in Florida. It's just the one I met at the club. The club doesn't mean Florida. The club might just be a club, right?
right, but he had mentioned Florida, but she could be from
But she's
Florida.
yeah, she's from Florida.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
she's originally from Cleveland, but the one that was living in Florida. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. To me, I try not to get too deep with everything. Like, what did he mean by that? It's just the one that I
no,
met
because my
from
point is
Florida at
they're
the club.
jawsing. They're lying all the way around. Because one lie, if you got this lie here and that lie here and this lie here, what is the truth? Because each one of
Well,
these could be a
we have
lie.
to
Just
wait
like he
for it to come out. We're not going to figure out the truth today. Sometimes with evidence and trying to do an investigation or having an investigation in your mind is knowing that there have been some random facts, and you wait for things to either fall off because they're lies, or you wait for confirmation to know what the truth is. It's very rare that you, as someone who does not know people, are going to be able to figure out the lies. How we, the public, will figure out the lies is when they trip themselves up and they continue, then they lie more. Like, for instance, she told on Tasha K's she met him looking for real estate. We know that's not true because we've heard before that they met the night that they met, and she was on the motor coach. Well, maybe the motor coach was parked at the gas station, that she was in the little booty shorts. Like, it seems more
and
like
that's why
they
I'm
met.
thinking she the
Mhm.
one who he had the number in the pocket. And maybe he didn't call that woman. That
Well,
is
but
the woman who
think about it.
contacted her. Him.
So, but she found him. When she found him, he was already, it had been 5 weeks. He'd already been in jail for 5 weeks. the person he called to let Shirley know that he was in jail, that was like a couple of days after he was arrested. The person at the truck stop got a hold of Shirley because someone had been calling, or the jail had been calling. She didn't pick up the phone. And then his friend who called Shirley, that was just a few days later. She was looking for him for 5 weeks. She was trolling Shirley's Instagram. Why would she be trolling Shirley's Instagram if he called her, gave her Shirley's phone number, and she didn't know where he was until she finally figured out he was at Fulton, and by the time she got in touch with him at Fulton, he was already getting ready to be transferred to Cobb County. Like that just doesn't, I mean, that's a good theory and you know what I mean? And you're welcome to it. I don't, it, and also to me, also in the grand scheme of things, it's just not instrumental to the, like, it doesn't almost matter. Like, however they met, that's fine, but that doesn't really explain the cases. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like the B and C story to it all. I would rather know something more about like victim one, victim two, or victim three. You know what I mean? Like the lady at the stop, I don't think was her. But if the if that's the theory that you're going with, that's okay.
No,
You know what I mean? Like that's up
only
to
because she
that's
talked
fine.
about that, and he just talked about buying the truck stop for $900 or 9,000 or $9,000, and then from them to meet at a gas station, and not necessarily a truck stop, but he said he couldn't get his truck stop because he couldn't his name wasn't good enough for the gas. So I'm just like, is Sonya the lady from the truck stop? Because
Okay, so
Sonya is not a mysterious person, but he's not she is not no one of interest. Him, her talking about she want to live in the damn, what is it, the trailer park or
mhm,
one of them,
the
um
RV park.
yeah, the RV. That, no, he got NASCAR dreams. That man don't care about no RV. That is funny. And then when she was talking about, oh, I went on a date, but I'm not there. He was running that talk because he wants her to keep putting that money on his damn phone talk so she could talk to him during his bed. So I'm just like, this is too much. Nesto
Right.
and Sonia, in my opinion, deserve each other because they come from
Absolutely.
the same ghetto, the same hood um, teachers. So they
Absolutely.
deserve each other. And
So
so,
go ahead.
oh,
I'm sorry.
no, you go ahead. You go ahead. It's your show.
No, so okay, so Nesto Sonia deserve each other. So do you think she is like, do you think, so you think he wants to go back with Shirley, which I agree with that. I think just like Sonia said, the only reason why you're not with Shirley is because Shirley doesn't want to be with you. So she's right to feel that way because I think that that's absolutely the truth. Um, so what do you think is next? I mean, what's next? Because I still have two people holding. What do you think is next for these two?
I really don't know because I'm waiting to see what's going on with Nesto in jail. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's next for Sonya and Nesto. I don't
Do you think
know if
Hannah
they're going.
told her to get up off this internet and stop posting Nesto's calls?
Who?
Hannah Rondon, his lawyer. Sonia hasn't posted anything on Miss Waller. She hasn't posted any of her secret recordings. And she's missing from the YouTube streets about 10 days now. Do you think that his lawyer may have asked her to scram?
Yeah, and I think maybe she got spooked on trying to drop illegal calls, because if people is going through the channels to get the calls, and then because you're the Sonya talking to Nesto, and what he say, who is that? Who is that? So I don't know what kind of scheme they were trying to play there. But you're posting illegal calls. At some point, somebody had tell you to stop, or you're going to go to jail over some calls. So I feel
Right.
like she don't want
Mhm.
to go to jail for posting illegal calls. What's next with Sonya and Nesto? I don't think they're gonna get the movie, but they might. They might get a Tubi movie. I think if they did get a movie, like the other person said, I would have, and y'all might not agree, but I would have Christian Keys play
Oh no, stop
Nesto.
it. Stop it. Okay.
I would have Christian
Fantasy
Keys
cast. Okay, we're gonna okay.
play
Okay.
Nesto.
Christian Keys,
Um,
okay.
for my strawberry, I will get Wendy Williams out the cut because they got that
Next.
same kind of
Okay.
voice. I would love to hear that voice from Wendy Williams. And then for Sonia, I would have to, and y'all wanted a D list, but I would have to go a little higher and pick Jada Pickett because she's
Okay.
small,
Nozella, I'm
like
gonna have to let
Sonia.
you go on that one. Girl, oh my god, that let you go. You were out of line for that one.
She's
Jada is not
small.
coming and she is not going. Okay.
She's small.
There's other small people out here. Okay.
I don't know
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Okay, well, you have a good night, and I know there's people waiting in the cuts, but Jada is
Nozella,
small, and
you took the
everybody
cake on
needs to
that
work.
one. Nozella, I got to give you yeah, you took the cake on that one. You're casting for the Nesto movie. That's funny. Oh my god. Okay, so Christian Keys, Wendy Williams, and Jada Pinkett Smith. You
And
heard it here
Jada,
first. Nozella is calling it, okay?
Jada
Nozella,
needs
you
that
were
role.
funny. Okay. Jada needs the role. She's trying to get Jada back to work. She's trying to support black actresses. Okay. I'm here for it. Nozella,
Oh,
thank you so much. We love you. Happy New Year. And I will see you next week because Thursday we do the call in. And so
okay,
yeah, I will see you next week. Okay, sis?
okay, and it was good
Thank you.
talking to you. Happy
Absolutely.
New
Happy New
Year.
Year. Yes, ma'am. Okay, take
Yes.
care.
Okay.
All right,
Good
good
night.
night. Shayna.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, thank you. Vicky, you're next, babe. Vicky's gonna end it for us all. Okay, Shayna, what's going on? Thank you for holding so long.
Girl, you
What are your
took me
thoughts?
out the other day. You took me out because you called Sonia an STD, and I was like, "What did she call her STD for?" And
What did
when
I
you
call
said
her?
that she was silly, you said she was silly, thirsty, and dumb. That took me out. Took me
Okay,
out.
wow.
I'm
Look at
using that. But
look at
that's
me.
now
Okay,
currently on
girl, you a
the
whole STD,
vocabulary.
silly, thirsty, and dumb. Girl, I didn't even know it. I'm over here creating and not even knowing.
That
Okay,
is going to be the coin
girl.
term for 2024 for the side chicks. It
I'm gonna
really
have to
is.
write that down. Silly, thirsty, and dumb. You a whole STD.
And I
Yes.
hope someone is in the
Look
comments,
at
in the
Bougie
bushes, or whatever,
Gang.
listening to this because, you know, I'm not proud to say it. I've had my side chick days too, and all that. So I kind of
Ooh.
understand a little bit of where she's
Mm-mm.
coming from, but she takes the cake. Like I would never, ever in my life try to be with someone who had no money. So that's the one thing. But I think what she
Mm.
first met him pulling up in his little motor coach and she was in her little booty shorts at the gas station or whatever, she thought she had found a baller. Sonya's nosy.
Because
Side
motor
chicks
coaches,
have their
motor coaches are not cheap. They're not cheap.
cheap.
So
Chicks have their phone. She looked him up in a quick second and found out that he was somebody's husband, Shirley Strawberry's husband. And I think that what she had did was she thought she had found a big fish. Really, I think that.
yeah.
And also another thing I want to say, just in case she is in the bushes, Sonia, you are gonna, as soon as Nesto sees the light of day, he's dropping you because his son said a couple of calls go way back that he likes older women anyways. She's too young for him. You gotta be 60 and up for him. 60 up with a little bit of coin. And that's what he's looking
Mm.
for. If Shirley doesn't want him anymore, trust and believe he's gonna look for the next senior somebody with a nice little pension. She may not be as connected as Shirley is, but she might have some coins put away, either a widower or something like that. But also, I think with Shirley, the reason why she was so attracted to Ernesto, because everybody keeps saying, why? Because why? Because really, on the surface, he's just like Steve Harvey. He's got that
Mm,
broken country dialect. He looks good in a suit and all that. And I think she really wanted that life that Marjorie had, even if it's something that was a fake facade. She wanted that. And I think when she met him, she must probably financially in problems. Like she can handle her own bills and responsibilities, and she probably was living from paycheck to paycheck. But she wasn't nearly what she is right now, because what he did was he sold her a dream. He made him think that he made her think that he could flip her money. And that's the same thing like those little, if I mean, she's no different from a girl that gets her income tax check. And all of a sudden,
mm.
some Pookie comes on, knocking on the door, talking about, "Can you loan me $1,000 or something?"
Like
'Cause I can flip it.
Tyrone. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's basically what it was. And so so she could save face, she just kept on financing his dreams. All they were is
Mm.
one broken business idea after another, broken business idea after another, and then he got back into what he normally does, which is the grifting. And so then everybody's asking, like, why are all these women attracted to him? Because what happens is, like he mentioned in the call earlier, he does pay a woman back, because what he does, he has to gain your trust. You ask for 500, give it back to you. Ask for 1,000, give it back to you. Ask for 2,000, give it back to you. Then you feel more comfortable to give them 10 and 20,000 going forward. That's what grifters do. So he's doing what
Mm.
he knows is, and he's been doing it for so long that he doesn't even think there's anything wrong with it anymore. That's just who he is. He's been doing this longer than you and I have been alive. So, he
Yeah,
doesn't
he's
see
been
that.
doing this for a long time.
Right. And it's becoming
Um,
part of his normal personality. That's
so
basically
did
what
you
it is.
watch the call tonight?
I listened to part of it. Yes, I did. I can't listen to her too much, because when I listen to her, her stupidity just drives me crazy. I don't think that she's playing him. I think she just really is stupid. I really, really, really do think she's stupid. And I think she thinks
Mm.
that if Ernesto can make some money, he can do it again with the right woman on his side, the same as what Erica thought, the one that's his co-defender.
Mm.
So, but
But him
also,
and Erica been him and Erica have been associated for 20 years.
exactly. And so she thinks that she's a little bit better. She don't think she's better than Shirley. She thinks she's better than Erica. That's what she thinks.
Mm.
She thinks that she can be his new ride or die. Sonia subscribes to the old school last one down gets the crown philosophy. That side chick
Ooh, not last one
philosophy
down gets the
gets the
crown.
crown.
Wow.
Yes, that's just
You
old side chick 101. Like, as long as I'm staying here and I'm showing him that I can be his Bonnie to his Clyde, riding with him like 4 flat tires, that's what she's thinking.
mm.
She's
Y'all
not
Shanna
about
came
sex
in
with
through
Shirley.
talking all that talk. Okay.
Yes, that's what.
Okay, let's do some of these questions because I didn't look at the Q&A for a while. Was Sonia on something during the calls? She was hyperactive. I think Sonia could have some sort of ADD. She could be
Yeah,
bipolar. We don't know.
Ritalin.
She might be on a good script from the doctor.
She's Ritalin, or she just
So
could be just dumb by nature. That's all.
she might just get it completely honest.
Right. Mhm.
How many mispronunciations did y'all catch? Montecito for Mamacita, satellite for cellulite, and guacamole for guacamole. That was funny. Um, there's always something. I'm shocked when he still says kosher
I
for
know.
kosher.
I know.
Um, all of
He,
a
he,
sudden they are talking about kosher, which I'm just kind of like
but
that
let me
last
tell
two
you,
calls. Go
the
ahead.
more these calls come out, it's only helping his case more to me. Because here's the thing: now the essay and the child piece stuff like that, that's a whole nother story. But all the other stuff, as far as the financial and the white collar crime, I'm like, he wasn't a ringleader in that. That he can't even spell or speak right. That was all Erica. So this is only helping him. If his lawyer, that's probably why his lawyer hasn't said anything about any type of cease and desist against you guys, because of the fact that she's like, let him keep on talking so I can have these and play these in court. That's what she's thinking.
Mm,
There's no way
okay.
a jury would look at a jury who's never heard these phone calls would listen to the first one and be like, oh God, not guilty on his part. There's no way.
Mm.
Hmm.
Do
I'm
you think
telling you.
Sonia is a writer? Do you think she is a ride it to the wheels fall off? Vicky
Oh,
had a question.
Yes.
where she says, "How far do you think Sonia will go?"
Sonya is
And
going to go as far as he comes out. She thinks she's going to be a next one of the next people
Mrs.
on Love and
Williams.
Lockup. She's going to be on Love and
Mhm.
Lockup. That's what she thinking. Was it Love After Lockup? That's what she's thinking. She's probably talking to the producers right now, trying to figure out if she can get on there. Now, if he can get those SA and great charges off, then she might actually have a shot of being on there. That might be their biggest
Mm.
person ever on Love After Lockup. You know, so that's what she's thinking. She's thinking she can ride this into some form of mini stardom for him, for the two of them. Where, in reality, nobody wants to see it. Only person who wants to hear this stuff is us. As long as he's in jail, it's entertaining. But when he gets out, I don't want to see him anymore.
Really, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be everything. Um, do you think Sonia sent the CP pics? Somebody's asking, do you think Sonia sent the CP pics? I don't think
No,
so. I would
no.
hope not.
Let me tell you what. That's another thing. Everybody's trying to figure out like why they're talking on the phone. Now she spent 5 weeks looking for him. She wasn't as close to him as everybody's thinking she was before she met him. Because keep in mind, there's two things that Ernesto likes. He needs money or influence. She has neither or. So she was a hit it and quit it. He was trying to ghost her. That's the reason why she didn't know where he was at. And she had to send
Well, and he
pictures
was
to him and a
also in
letter.
jail.
Yeah, but she found out she was in jail by scoping out his wife's page and looking for him.
Yeah,
She was a typical side chick that's trying to get ghosts. When you get ghosts as a side chick, the first thing you start doing is looking for him, and you're gonna look at the wife.
right.
If she knew his brother and she knew Lamont and all them other people beforehand, she would have called one of them. But she didn't know them
Absolutely. Yeah, she didn't know
beforehand.
anyone yet.
No, she
Right.
didn't know him, so she wasn't that close to him as everybody thinks that she was.
No,
She wasn't.
I don't
She
think
wasn't.
everyone thinks that she's close to them. I think that she's become close, not
She
close, but she's
become
become
during the
familiar. She's
circumstances.
Well,
Yeah.
she's got I'm gonna say it like this, she got the phone list because of the circumstances. I don't
Yeah.
think she's close with anybody.
No. I think she
Shirley has a relationship with Dion
exactly.
and maybe a little bit with Lamont, but she thinks that she might be getting close with these people, but
But
they
they
really
don't.
have relationships with Shirley.
Yeah. Because they all know who's good. They all know who's holding the bag, and they all can see that Ernesto's fumbled the bag. So the thing is, they all wanted by having connections with Shirley, it has helped all of them in some way, shape, or form in their businesses. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and
That's
then
why he
so
made a speech a couple of weeks ago and said, "I don't care who doesn't like Sonya. Sonya is coach."
right. But
That's
the
why he
thing
did that stupid little speech.
But the thing is, he doesn't have anybody else reaching out to him. No other females, because he needs the females to reach out to him, because females are the ones that do his little footwork. And she's the only one. But I think that prior to this, if this had never happened to him, he would have ghosted her a long time ago. He was probably trying to ghost her because she has no money, no influence. There's nothing she could do but open her legs. That's it. And probably that's not even
Mm,
great. You know what I mean?
mm.
So bottom line, and he was surprised because with her now he can get some three-way calls in. He can have her reach out to the attorney because Shirley, Shirley couldn't figure out how to pay a car note. So she's not going to be talking to an attorney. She's going to act like all this is so foreign to her. So therefore, he needs her, who's been a jailbird herself, and talk that lingo, and run over to talk to his attorneys. But the problem is, she's messing it up on purpose. Is when I say Sonia, she's messing these things up on purpose and causing aggravation on purpose. Because the more she does that, the more he needs her. So
Mm.
she's not fooling
Wow. So
me at all.
you think she's sabotaging on purpose?
Yeah, she is. She's sabotaging on purpose because you can tell
Wow.
she knows all these calls are being recorded now. So when you hear the ones
Well,
that
but
are recent,
when you guys say now, everyone knows they're recorded from the minute that the recorded operator,
right?
when the
But the
operator
ones that
says,
they're playing now are from after Shirley found out,
no,
right?
no, I understand that, but my point is that they've been recorded and they've always been recorded. It's just that she has the awareness that they are playing, that they've been like they're being played on the internet. You
Right.
know what
And
I'm
so,
saying?
but the thing
So
is, when you listen
they
to
should
her
have
talk,
always been on guard about these phone calls.
they
The
should
fact that they're
have.
being played on the internet is I don't want to say it's not relevant, but it should have always been a thought.
Yeah, it should have been. But you guys, the first time I've ever heard of calls being on the social media is from phone calls from prison and you announcing that. That's it. I have never heard of these type of calls ever. And I don't think a lot of people have. So, but I think these recent
Gosh,
calls, the ones
well, what's
after,
his name from Death Row? His calls are on YouTube.
uh,
Suge Knight. I mean, there's
but people are not
like this is like
the,
dash cam video or body cam video. Like it's the same type of release. There are phone calls. There are prison and jail phone calls on YouTube.
yeah,
I
but they're,
really I didn't know that there was just a channel doing it, because sometimes you'll hear, oh, they caught so and so in a jail phone call.
mhm.
I just I when I saw that there was a channel dedicated to it, that got my antenna up to ask them, like, could they look into this for us and see, like, could they get the phone calls? So it was completely like, oh wow.
And I'm
Um,
so appreciative that you did that because they were on
I
strike and
mean,
it wasn't
I
anything good
really
on TV. you
yeah, right.
you definitely
I
got to
just
top in.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't even I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I would have had no idea that it would have turned into like this, but at the end of the day, that's kind of what happened, but, um, yeah, I mean, so yeah, I interrupted. What was your thought?
What I was saying was basically she knows anything after Shirley announced whatever she announced on the radio and whatnot. She knows those are being recalled or recorded as far as Sonya goes. And I think she leads him into conversations because she wants everybody to hear. Like that's the reason why she's all of a sudden saying, I love you more than ever now. Because she wants to prove a point to people, probably her own people, that, who probably whisper in her ear, girl, he don't want you. And she wants to prove that he does want her. He doesn't want her. He doesn't. Because, like, I'm
Mm.
telling you, as soon as they open that door and he let him out, he's going to have Mabel somewhere on the side in her Rolls Royce ready to pick him up somewhere.
Not Mabel.
Yeah,
So, okay. So anything else you want to leave us with?
that's it. And I love your content.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. So yeah, someone is asking, Fessy was asking, Fran, will you consider narrating the movie? Yeah, for a fee. Yeah, obviously. I am open to that job. So yes, if you guys want me, I will be a reliable narrator. I will tell the truth and only the truth. So yes, if there is a narrator opportunity for me in the To Be movie, I'll be happy to do it. But yeah, Shanna, nice meeting you. I'm so glad you came through.
Thank you.
And I'll drop you down and we will see you next time. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. Okay. Take care. Happy New Year. Okay. Bye bye. Vicky, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Vicky, we got to get through some of these questions really quick.
Go for it.
Okay. Do you think Sonya sent the CP pics? I'm gonna just say no. I don't think so. Sonya has Sonya on something during the calls. We answered that one. You asked a question. Where is Sonya's lawsuit money? What lawsuit? Like her?
She said she had a lawsuit pending, like a big,
With
like
who?
a, I don't know if it was with her, like when she got sick or not, but she told she
Okay.
she has some lawsuit money. That's why I was thinking that's how she's able to afford this apartment that so in March she's complaining about, $2,000 being too much, and then now she's bragging about paying $3,000.
I don't think that lawsuit has been settled. She said that when she was doing her bankruptcy, and that whole story that she told to the lawyer, that she mentioned to him out of the blue that she might be getting a settlement, and he mentioned it to the bankruptcy, I guess, trust or whomever officiates over that,
Uh-huh. The
and
trustee.
right, the trustee, and she got mad. That whole story, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe it.
Girl.
I mean, I'm sure the hospital, I don't know if the hospital made mistakes or not, but what Sonya needs to understand, we don't care. But I don't think, clearly she doesn't have a lawsuit settlement yet, because she's, like you said, she's worried about money. Um, So Monique said, okay, question. How exactly did she figure out that he was incarcerated? Did she see the story on the news? The story on the news, no, she was trolling Shirley's Instagram. She didn't see him on Shirley. She didn't see him updating. And she just put two and two together that he was a criminal and she kept checking Fulton County until she found him. That's how she found him. She was trolling the internet and found him finally because of the spellings of his name. She stumbled across him and found that he was in Fulton County. That's how she found him. She was looking for him. Janae said, is Sonya the one that provided the girls for the barbershop? That's a good question, Janae, if you're still out there. I would not be surprised. And maybe that's why she was on the motor coach that night, meeting him over to the gas station. I'm not really sure. That scene from the Married to Medicine show was interesting and slightly shows Nesto's thought pattern. Absolutely. So great question, Janae. I would not be surprised. It was very I remember that episode of Married to Medicine and I would I was kind of it was kind of like, ew, this place is weird.
It's almost like the movie, the menu, where the
Mhm.
chef claps and they all jump to attention, and that's kind of how the girls were, just lined up like, like, yes, chef, ready.
It was weird. Um Let's see. Do you think Sonya is starting to realize she needs to run for the hills now? I don't know. I think some people feel like Sonya is in it for the long haul. Sonya is calling shots. Sonya is pulling Nesto's strings. I don't know. I mean, for me, I think she's like the one thing that I can settle into is that I think she's a pick me. But anything other than that, I don't know. I don't I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. What do you think? Do you think she needs to run for the hills, Vicky?
Does she need to run for the hills? Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because the last caller was it Janae. Um, she's not posting her calls, posting the new calls. I do think that they've implicated the person that who's ever account that he's using, because you notice tonight when she said Nesto, he's like, "Who is that?" And they just told on themselves right there. So her posting these calls, I know that somebody messy out there went and told them that there's somebody on here recording phone calls and posting them online. Because you can get that person, you can get Nesto in trouble and that person in trouble, and that can cause trouble for Nesto. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
she's probably, it's not the attorney, because the attorney seems in over her head, but I think she's probably been contacted and advised, or Nesto has contacted her in some way and it's like, stop doing that. And so she's kind of just backing off and doing what she can to on the outside, but she's
Well, she
I,
said the night that she was live with Big Bird, she said, your
Big Bird.
attorney said you're not supposed to be on the internet. I'm just gonna let you say hi. So I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh,
You know what
I
I mean?
know.
Like, yeah.
I don't think she's running for the hills. I think she's trying every little bit and piece of information that we put out there. So some people say start a GoFundMe. Oh, I will. She did it wrong, and then she improved it. So she's watching. I think she's going to try every single thing that she's going to get what she can out of it. Whatever that may mean. If that's being infamous, even if it's not in a positive way, she's going to get anything she can out of this. Because she's gonna, she'll probably write her Tubi movie and say call it the real strawberry letter. Who knows? But I don't think she's
Mm,
running for the hills yet, because I think she's just trying to sabotage this man. It may be intentional, it may be unintentional. I think it's more intentional because she wants to be the last one standing with him.
mm. Well, I guess we're gonna see. Bessie just asked, did you hear Nesto say she was recording a call? I don't know.
I heard that.
What was the timestamp on that? Do you know?
I
Or when
don't
was that?
know. He he said something. It was they were talking so fast. He said something about recording a call, and I'm like, huh. So are they in on this?
In on what?
Like recording, like he knows that she's recording. Because obviously at that
But this
time
call was in March,
yeah, but
March
it,
22nd, and the calls that she posted were from November.
but I wonder if they're doing something weird. They're chatting. I know they're not speaking about it. They're chatting about what they're planning on doing. So they recorded something. So he said something about recording a call. I don't know what it was. In Nesto speak, I couldn't really understand, but he said it real quick about recording a call. I didn't understand
Maybe,
the context.
yeah, I don't know, because they know why they're recording, and maybe she's recording for who knows. I don't even like to try to get into these people's minds. I missed that part. Does anyone know right around, like, which call was it? One, two, or three? It's in the second call. Do you know about where? Or we'll hear it tomorrow. We'll hear it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Or if you find the timestamp, can you email it to me?
Yes,
Um, but we'll listen to it tomorrow in in detail. Um, and I've got some notes. So, okay, let me go through some of my notes. Let's talk about this. So, this is what, where's my,
I have some notes too. I think
okay.
I scribble scrabbled real quick.
So,
Go ahead.
I, s- I started out call one. He was talking about the market value of Atlanta. She's manic, talking over him. So, I'm just going through my bullet points. Complaining about prices, $2,100 for a studio, 4,000 for a two-bedroom. He's giving her big up for getting something on her own, which I thought was insane at her big age. Like that should just be kind of like a given. She's moving to Atlanta in April. He compares market value to eggplant, which I thought was weird. Um,
Oh
and
yeah,
that prices go
can I
up.
comment on that really quick?
Yeah. Hmm.
I just thought I'm like, oh, he sells peen.
He's a
That's
big
really what.
dasher. Yeah.
Yeah, he's when Joey said earlier about American Gigolo. No, he's not an American Gigolo. But that was his. Joey made a good point. He says Erica was the brains of the opera, not the brains, but you know,
She was running the operation. He was
she's
pulling people in
yeah,
to
exactly.
the con. Hmm.
And his way of pulling them in
Allegedly.
was
Hmm.
allegedly, yeah, allegedly.
No,
But
it's
his
fine.
way of pulling them in is was peen
Hmm.
and the liquid V and the toys. I'm like, oh, he just okay. So why does everything revert back to peen
And then
with
the
you, sir?
choosing, and then the promises of fixing credit, and social media presence, and all of those things. Yeah.
I've done some silly things over a good peen. Um, I don't think I've ever parted with my money like that. Um, that's ridiculous. I'm not judging these women, and the
Hmm.
fact that I'm not like the last caller. I've cheated before. I'm in my own relationships, and which is not right. I'm not proud of it. But if someone tells me that they're in a relationship or that they're married, I'm I'm immediately stepping away. No matter if we're friends at work, I'm going to back off until if you're my friend at like work or just at the gym or something, I'm backing off completely until I get to meet your significant other and understand, hey, I respect your relationship. These women kind of they went in once he told them, hey, you know who my wife is, the Shirley Strawberry of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. That's what he led with. These women knew that he was married, and they still did it.
Hmm.
So I don't have I have some kind of like sympathy for him, but like y'all went into this with this man knowing that he had a lady, like
A wife.
allegedly legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I agree. It's a mess. Look, I mean, look, there's nobody here, like some of these people who are victims, I get it, and that's it's unfortunate. I'm gonna say it like that, but at the end of the day, Everybody
Did
had
you?
an opportunity to walk away before something actually happened. So I'm just gonna leave it there because I don't want to like blame the victims, but
No, 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 no.
everyone
I
has an opportunity like to make a different decision, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like we'll see if he has his day in court and see if they're able to recoup some of their funds. Other than that, like it's kind of like
Have you heard about a snack and a meal? She had some dealings with the real estate agent. Have you heard her story with her?
no.
So I don't know if she wants. Well, she said it already. We were on live. So the lady, whatever, I can't think of her name. She
Well, we know, yeah, the one who sold her Mercedes.
yeah,
I know her name, but I don't want to say it.
yeah, back in during the recession, she was, it was a lot of foreclosures. So a snack and a meal was in the hairdressing business, and she came around to these hair businesses and was offering, trying to drum up business for them because business was slow. So she was going out and selling packages, $99 packages for any hairstyle, 3 hairstyles for $99. That could be a weave, braids, you name it. And so she would get $25, and
I
then
feel like someone came and told us this story, but it wasn't a snack and a meal, it was somebody else.
but
Do you guys
that was
remember
her.
that someone Oh, that was her? That's her. Okay.
I
That's
think
a
that was
different
her.
name.
That was her
Okay.
experience with her, and then
Uh-huh.
she was also selling some booth renters insurance. So it was
Okay.
kind of like she was running her own kind of scams too. Like, so if you couldn't pay your booth rent, they were supposed to kick in and come and pay your booth rent. Like, so she was coming up with different things and kind of targeting hairdressers. So this lady, she kind of not completely innocent, in her past. She's come up with, I don't want to call it, we got to call them scams, but ways to make herself money because she needed money.
Yeah, I mean that's what business people do. So I reached out to that woman and she blocked me. I think I told you guys that a long time ago. I'd reached out to one of the victims and she blocked me. That was her. So I mean, I don't know if she was running scams or not. It seems like she was targeting the beauty industry with, like you said, bundle deals to try to drum up, business. And but that practice is popular now. There's a lot of businesses that part of their business plan is that you pay a rate and you go and you get your like wash and set, or you go and get your, I guess, whatever. You can join kind like some of these blowout bars where you pay a certain amount and you can get your hair done, once or twice a week, get a blowout and a curl or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
I don't
that's one
know.
thing. If it's a set style, because we had in New Orleans back in the day, we had a place called Southern Haircutters that was like that. Like you could pay a flat fee for the month, like $50, and you can come in and get a wash and roller set. Like three or
Mhm.
four of them. And so that's different. Those are simple styles, and but depending, you got to think about that. Some people have like coarse, thick hair. That $99 for any style. Any style, it could take hours, and so you might be missing out on money for other clients, and
Mhm.
you don't know what kind of hair that person has. If they have really thick hair, it's not necessarily
I
worth
mean, but
it.
it's an opportunity one for new business, and it's an
True.
opportunity, some people are going to buy into stuff and they never show up. That's also
Hmm.
another thing. How many people pay for gym memberships and don't ever walk back in the gym, and they're
Very
in for a
true.
whole entire year? So I mean, there's always that variable of people who are going to pay and never show up, and then there's the people who are going to come and they're going to use it. Um, let's see. I used to get a bundle deal for my facials in downtown
Now,
Chicago.
that's a good deal. Yeah, so I would do that.
So, but we don't know that she's involved in criminal activity or was scamming people. It just may have been, sometimes some ideas are a little bit ahead of their time, or sometimes maybe deals need to be structured a little bit better. But,
Yeah, I was gonna
you
say that they're
know,
not well orchestrated and not
right.
articulated to the patron who's buying into the deal, or the person who's on the other side of the deal. They may not understand it. I think it was perceived at the time, especially during the recession, as this is something's not right here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I get it. So yeah, that she just, and look, that person, we did a show about a month ago where um we went over to that channel and there was a Nesto video up on her channel and she was promoting Nesto's barbershop. So I don't even know. You know what I mean? I don't really get too much into some of the side stuff because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, I'm not saying it's not relevant. Maybe it's just not as relevant to me, but you know, um, yes, I am aware of what that woman was doing. She has a YouTube channel and a lot of that stuff is on there. Like some of her business plan and what that business was doing. And what I found strange was that she basically said in the affidavit that she hadn't really worked with Nesto at that point, but she had a video for his barbershop on her business YouTube channel
And it was an
promoting his
old YouTube
business.
video, right?
I don't want to say it was old, and I don't remember like right now because there's been so much material. I can't give you the details on it, but it's in there. I have to find the video and then I'll share it with you guys. So, but yeah, what else did you want to leave us with,
Oh, sorry. Okay,
Vicky?
I
Oh,
had
you're
my
fine.
quick notes. Okay. Nesto, I noticed with those two, just these two are like going back and forth. I noticed that he let her go on and on about that stupid shopping trip. And then when Shirley was talking about her little shopping trip, he cut her off so quick. And I'm like, you're entertaining her, but you're not entertaining your wife, the one who's paying your bills. And it was just funny to me. It was interesting the dynamic between those two. And then when he was talking to Shirley, and he wonders why Shirley was like so quick to cut him off. Um,
Mhm.
to comment on what the last caller said is the lawyer could possibly argue lack of intelligence as not being the mastermind behind any sort of alleged scams because we see how he spells. They could pull the phone calls and you can see how he spells. You see how he speaks. They can, say, okay, he's not, if they get a like intelligence test, he may be street smart, but he may not be, he's not book smart. He couldn't possibly do this
Yeah, but
stuff.
I don't think he's incompetent. I mean, this guy's riding around a Rolls Royce. I mean, he may not be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he's not mentally incompetent. He is I don't think he's mentally incompetent. I don't think that that's a defense, and ignorance of course is not a defense. I don't think so. I don't. Just to be
Okay.
honest, I don't think that he's that just cuz he's like dumb to us. he's still he's still doing better than some. He doesn't have a disability as far as we know, like a certified disability. um, I don't think he's got an intellectual disability. He might seem like he does, but I don't know that he does. You know what I mean? We don't know that.
Yeah. So these are my last few. I have just scrabble notes. So movie cast for this would be Lynn Whitfield as Shirley.
Oh my
Leah
God, you guys are going A list. Okay.
Lynn Whitfield, she's like
Look, it's your wish list. It's yours. Lynn Whitfield for Shirley.
Leon for Ernesto because he kind of has
Okay.
that. He can dumb it down a little bit. He's like A-list Atlanta, and this was my wish. Taraji for Sonya because they both have that forehead, and I'm not talking about big foreheads because I got a big forehead too. So no
Mm.
hate. Um, and when I was listening to the calls, I got this thought. Ernesto will run a well dry before he's even thirsty. That was the thought that I kept. Like he tries to soak up and take as much as he can uh, before he even needs it. And I was thinking about that when he was talking to Sonya. I'm like, This is what you come down to, boy. Talking to this woman about her 00 pants, and you had a woman that was willing to ride or die for you. And like Shirley was willing to put her reputation on the line for at least a good amount of time. And then now you've whittled yourself down to this woman
But he
and this drug.
made that choice about Shirley a long time ago. I mean,
Oh, I know.
Shirley made her decision not based on what's going on right now. She made a decision based on he's been arrested 3 times. He's in jail again. He's been in jail at this point 9 months. She's done. She may have gotten some whispers as far as what's been going on behind her back this time, as far as talking to someone. But as far as the allegations and the depth of the allegations and the relationships and things like that, this is far more complicated than it has to do with him picking Sonia. I don't even think I think Shirley exited before she ever really understood who Sonia even was. This man's shenanigans are far deeper than Sonia before we even knew about Sonia. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been out here doing the most, and that's what's got him in jail.
Well, when I
So
say
his relationship with Sonya didn't even put him in jail. His relationship with victim one,
everybody,
his
victim
relationship with
two,
victim two,
mhm,
his relationship with victim three, like his
the
yeah,
veteran,
like
you name
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like there's more like we're like for everyone who thinks Sonya is not the story, stop thinking that Sonya is the story of why he's not with his wife. He's not with his wife because this man has been alleged to be wreaking havoc around Atlanta. Not and Sonya's not even on the list of victims. So Sonya does not get the credit for really breaking up this relationship. Sonya is a very convenient bad guy right now because she's the one that we have access to. You know what I'm saying? But a
Yeah,
lot of
and
these people were willing participants in affairs type situations
yes,
with
very
him and
much so.
happy to hand him over money until they weren't happy to have handed him over money anymore. And then whatever else he was doing, potentially with that 19-year-old and all of those other things. And I'm not giving Sonya a pass. Sonya is not guilty here. She is perfectly in side chick jail as far as we're concerned or I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, Shirley is not with Nesto, not because of Sonya. We can't give her that much credit because I don't know what Shirley even knows about Sonya at this moment of March 2023, not December 2023. I'm talking
Right.
about
So
before. Yeah.
I don't want to give Sonya that credit because I think she would be proud of that if I did give her. What I'm saying is, you know how sometimes when we are in a bad predicament and you think about, okay, what turn could I have taken in the past, and or you know that you've had the red carpet previously and you messed it up or you fumbled the bag. He fumbled the bag. I was just sitting there thinking like, dude, you fumbled the bag so greatly, and now you're just kind of sitting here not even chit chatting. This woman is begging you to love her back and saying, she starts off her conversation with the manic, I love you. It's like, ma'am, and all he says back to her is, I already know that.
That was in call 3, but yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, how disgusting is
Well,
it that
it's her. I don't feel anything for her because she already knows. She already knows what it is and she knows what it's not going to be. And she keeps trying to push it. She's only hurting herself. I don't feel sorry for her.
it's like to me
Like,
it's
I don't.
it's an emotional from mice and men, like Lenny when he cradles the puppy too hard and he snaps the puppy's neck. I don't know if
No.
you ever seen a mice and
No.
men or read. Okay, so it's it's a classic movie. It's basically a guy who is he's got some intellectual disabilities but got a gentle nature, but sometimes he likes to pet soft animals and sometimes he'll just squeeze them too tight and then he'll hurt them, and that's just like her. I think she's just gonna squeeze this thing so tight that she's hurting him now, and that's why she's telling all his tea and implicating him into all these crimes, and she thinks she's helping, but you're not helping, sweetie. You're making him seem more
You're actually
guilty.
hurting.
Yep.
Well,
So that's all I
that's
have to
a
say.
that's a good point to kind of a good kind of stopping point because yeah, I think she's not helping Nesto anymore at this point. She's definitely hurting. I think $25 of those GoFundMe dollars are from Sonia to get others to donate.
Oh,
That's a possibility.
I made a
Mhm.
comment the other day when I was saying, and I think you were confused about my comment, about all she had to do was leave the comments open and let people insult her, and people would have still continued to
No,
donate.
I got what you were saying. That yeah, I'm just saying we're not helping. That's all I'm saying. We're not good. That's like when I say what I mean, I'm not anything between the lines. I'm just saying stop helping. Like if she doesn't know how to market her own shit to help her man get money, don't help her.
I was gonna
Like
say, girl,
I don't this is what I don't understand about the YouTube streets, like slaying the dragon of the side chick, but low key wanting to help. Like it's like for me, I'm cut and dry. Like if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck
I
with
don't
you
fuck with
the
you.
long
Yeah,
way. You know what I'm saying? I'm also not helping you either. So if she doesn't know what to do on how to collect money, she's
I,
already getting enough help by sitting in the bushes and
and
listening
just
to all of the
yeah,
collective
she really is.
give their opinions. I'm not going to tell her how to create a effective marketing campaign. That
I
is
just
one thing
I
I
just
I
thought it
will
was
not do.
the dumbest thing. I'm like, wait a minute, they're just paying
But
to
no, I know you
insult
guys.
you.
Yeah, like and right, like if it's paying the bills, if it's not paying the bills, but if it's going to, like, I got your point. By at the end of the day, if people want to leave snarky comments, let them, because that's a way for you to collect money. But she doesn't see it. She's an ego. She's very ego driven,
Mm,
egomaniacal, or whatever you want to, I guess, narcissist, whatever the correct term is at this moment for someone who's very ego driven. She cannot stand the negative discourse around her, and she really thinks that people have a problem with her. And I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with her.
I got a
It's
problem with
funny
her.
to me.
It
Yeah, I don't have a
is.
problem with her at all. But she thinks that there's some sort of like negative collective, and maybe some people are mad because people don't like side chicks, but like
Here's what I see. I see a woman who is very determined to she is confused in life at her age. She's still very, very confused. So she's taken on this project and she thinks that she's going to get something out of this with, the only thing she's going to get out of this is what she's gotten out of it thus far, and that's people talking smack about you. So it's better just to stop while you're ahead, or either go full steam. Like if you don't want people talking
right.
about you, then just disappear from the internet. You,
Absolutely.
she put her Instagram back up on one of her lives. She said what her Instagram was. Like I thought you cleaned all that. Like, ma'am, so pick your poison. You either are gonna make money doing putting yourself out there and saying I'm the best friend of Ernesto Williams, Shirley Strawberry of the Steve Harvey Morning Show's husband. Um, yes, we may have been intimate at one time, but I backed off when we were married. But here's what I'm doing, or just disappear. And none of it won't be an issue if you just
Well, she's
disappear.
disappeared for now. She's disappeared for now, but
Girl,
just
she
like
be
she
gonna be
did with
back.
Nesto, right? She blocked him for what, a week, and then came back and said, "Let's just be friends." And he was just thinking to himself, I'm sure
I
he was
don't
probably
want to be your
thinking,
friend.
because that's what we are. Well, clearly he did, because he was calling her every day, but he's not. Look, men who have wives. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Just
exactly.
because they're coming to bed you down doesn't make you anything. Like you can call yourself girlfriend, you can call yourself head bitch, you can call yourself whatever you want. You are not wifey. When he goes home, who he's legally attached to, who he's filing taxes with, who's got keys to the house, who has access to his money, all of those things, no matter how disrespectful a man is who cheats, he knows who his wife is. You know what I'm saying? And he
Yeah.
knows who his girlfriend or his side bitch or whoever he's fucking, that's what he knows. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't give you any extra rights or any cookies. Like you don't get a cookie for being a side chick. You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
what's funny is when she was it 3 days ago when she asked him, were you Did she say, "Were you surprised when I found you?" And he didn't answer the way he didn't answer the way she thought he was gonna answer.
She's damn like, oh shit. He probably was like, oh shit, like this chick came looking for my ass. I mean, he probably was surprised. He said he was surprised.
I mean,
And I
but
believe him
I
because
think
he's
she
probably
wanted
like,
to
well, damn.
she wanted him to be like, I was so happy. She's trying every
She
angle.
thought he was gonna say, "Oh my God, baby, I love you so much." He probably's like, "Oh shit, this bitch came and
Mm,
sniffed me
found
all the
me.
way out."
I only fucked her
Yes,
twice.
right. It's just because he was surprised and even pleasantly surprised. He has a loyal to the soil type. Look, the man has been accused of being a pimp. She's even asked him, was he a pimp? That being said, that just confirms his pimp hand. Okay?
That's what
That
makes
just
me. Oh,
confirmed it right there.
which caller said it? I can't remember if it was Janae or Nozella who said about recruiting, or was it somebody in the chat recruiting for the barbershop, the girls. Um, that makes me think that she's when I don't want to. I know I called her a madam before, but not a madam. But
We
she
talked
seems
about
like an.
that before, that she was possibly lining up girls. I don't think she was one of the girls, but I think that she was possibly lining up some entertainment. She may have drove a sprinter up from damn Florida with some girls from Florida
From
to dance in
Florida.
Atlanta. Girls come from out of town all the time.
Goodness gracious. Well,
I mean, they
um,
tell me how much do they talk about strip clubs? She works in strip clubs. You don't think she can't get five girls together and say, "You guys want to go to Atlanta and make some money?" That happens all the
that's
time.
it is, but it's a gateway to Madamville.
Well,
Like you. To
that's
me,
not
it.
our business though.
I
Like
know.
you
I
don't
know.
work the strip club business. She works the strip club business, and they are free agents, and what people do in what goes on in the champagne room stays in the champagne room. So that's not really, you know what I mean? Like if he says I need 10 girls from Miami to come up for the weekend and work for 3 days, and I'll give you however
A cut.
many
A cut of it.
ahead of,
Yeah.
because the girls are going to get there and they still have to pay to dance. They have their fee to pay, right? So unless you got a feature that's coming and she's getting paid to walk in the door, like it, we don't know. I mean, if these are girls coming from, if she worked at King of Diamonds and she's bringing some, because some of these clubs they could have 100 girls on the roster and maybe
Yeah.
25 dance for the night. Other girls are walking around the club, entertaining, whatever, maybe trying to get a shot to get up on the main stage. Who knows? But she has access to the women. Plus, her daughter, she says, is a bartender, like whatever.
I
Um,
I
Girl,
thought that could have. Okay, I know you said that the daughter. And this is my last thing. I thought the daughter was a dancer because I know the niece is a dancer.
she said her daughter is a bartender. I can't tell her what her daughter does, but I think I saw her daughter in a dancing costume, a la Magic City or something like that. But who am I? I don't know. She said her daughter is a bartender. She said she is a back office worker at the club. She also, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's so much. It's like I giggle now. I was emotionally invested, but I giggle now when I hear it because I love. Let
yeah,
me
you just
and
have to believe what you hear for a moment in time. The lies will wash away and the truth eventually comes out. And I've said this a million times. When we hear stuff, pretend like you're in a detective room and you know how you see the bulletin board and they get bits of evidence and they just put it
hmm
up, and then sometimes you see the detectives and they're moving stuff around like, oh, this was here but now it goes here because this bit of evidence is now more associated with this person than with that person. Have like a mental, open up Freeform if you have it on your if you have Freeform on your iPhone. Any of you guys who are playing detective, write
Let
your
me let me.
evidence out on post-it notes in your computer in your phone, and get your little pictures and evidence that you have in your head that's bothering you. Do a free form board. Make yourself a little board of all of the evidence or your thoughts, and they will start to become more clear. We can't figure out this case because we don't even have all of the information. They don't even have the discovery on the table yet for the actual person who's sitting there with who's got the cases that they're fighting. Like, we're not going to figure this out on a Saturday night. We don't have all the evidence yet.
You know what?
Just
I wanted to say
she
this
says
last
her
thing.
daughter's a bartender. The internet, if you look on her Facebook, it might say stripper. I don't know. You know what I mean? All some clubs, the bartenders are dressed like strippers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true. I love your STD STD comment.
Did
I'm gonna use
I didn't
that.
even know I made that up.
I'm gonna
I
use
did not
that.
know. Thank you to the sis who brought that to my attention.
And the
No
last thing
cookies for Sonia.
I want to
Mhm.
shout out phone calls from prison. The way that they're putting together this timeline of everything that comes out and the way that they're releasing these calls, I see the method in the madness because I was wondering why aren't they putting these out in chronological order? But they're telling a freaking story and I love it. I love what they're doing. And
I feel like I've been saying that all along. Like, guys, stop worrying about what was this and what was, because there is a editorial, like they're doing an editorial release on these. They are creating their own, they're not so much their timeline, but they are creating a storyline out of this. They're seeing what makes sense. Obviously, they have their ears to the streets of what's going on, because it's not, I don't know that it's a coincidence that they're dropping things that answer questions. You know what I'm saying? So
like
yeah,
once
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if
what
people have really cooled down in their comments asking for what happened last week. But at the end of the day, I don't see them. I think they are just kind of sticking with their production
their
plan
time.
of how they want to do it, and that's what they should do. Absolutely.
And every time Sonya puts something, I think that's why she's gone radio silent for right now too, is because they're every time she puts out something, they debunk it.
Yeah,
So it's a lovely thing. But I just want to say thank you for my time up here. Please say a prayer for my
absolutely.
grandfather. He got hit on his motorized scooter by a car
No.
yesterday.
Oh
It was
my God.
the car was going 45 miles per hour, so he is in the hospital currently.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm
He's
sorry
got
to hear that.
he's got dementia, so he's a little confused right now. He doesn't really understand what happened. I kind of take care of him. We're out here by ourselves in Vegas. So if you guys can, his name is George. If you guys can just say a prayer for George, he is just for his
Oh.
recovery. He's got a lot of fractures. So um, just please, if we
I'm
just
sorry to hear
need your
that. But
prayers,
yeah, the good news is that he's alive and
girl.
that
Tell me
he's
about it.
able to fight and get the healing. So that's a good thing. So the good news is that George made it. So he made it through the night and George is healing, but George was hit by a car and needs a lot of prayer so we can
Yes,
expedite the healing. So
I appreciate your
I'm
time.
glad though he is okay though. Like, you know what I
I'm
mean? I know he's
yeah.
probably not in top shape, but he's here. He's still with us.
They got him
So
on the good
that's a good
drugs,
thing.
and he's
Yes.
right now he's not feeling any pain, so that's all I was worried about. He's alive. I'm just trying to get things squared away with the attorney, trying to figure out what's going on. But right now, I just want to get his care taken care of, and I ask for prayers for him.
Oh,
I'll be
well,
fine, but
you got
he
them, and
needs
we'll
them.
definitely
Thank you.
be keeping him in our prayers. So yeah, well, you guys have a good night,
Good night.
and some prayers for you in having to hold him up and be there and go to the hospital and all of those things. So lots of strength for you, and I hope that you get some good rest because you're going to need it. And definitely get your rest while he's in the hospital, because when he comes home, that's when
Girl,
the
yeah.
work is going to begin. So um I'm so sorry to hear that, Vicky.
That's okay. I just appreciate it. I just want, like I said, just send those good vibes and the prayers towards him for healing because it is gonna be a lot for him, especially when you're
Yes,
older. It's harder for bones to heal.
absolutely.
But thank you for your time,
Absolutely.
and I do hope you guys have a
Okay.
good new year.
Okay. Thank you. All right. You
All right,
take care.
bye bye.
Okay. All right. Bye bye. Guys, we made it through all of the calls. So yeah, next, okay, so couple things. Philly chick, thank you. I'm convinced that the bed wench, oh my God. Bologna is on the spectrum. Okay. And then Nesto is done. I'm sorry I didn't do a good job of reading those earlier, or maybe I did, but I needed to read it again. Happy New Year from Thessie, guys. Let me just say really quick, there were some cash apps that came in. Um, Auntie, thank you so much. Um, I'm gonna say DP, initial DP, WDLL double L. And thank you so much for everyone who's contributing. So I appreciate that. You guys are so awesome. And I'm gonna do something special with that tomorrow. So you guys, I think I gave up all of my Cash App tips this week. So I flipped them back to you guys in the form of memberships and some cash apps and things like that, and I gave them right back to you guys. But I think I might go and do something for me tomorrow with my internet play money. So thank you very much, guys, for treating me. I appreciate y'all so much. Um, I saw a comment. I know you guys like when I go through my timelines and I get to one on one with you guys. So we'll do that next. I have a whole entire list of notes that I took. So what we'll do tomorrow before we react to the video, I will go through like what I thought. So a little bit of a spoiler before, or I can go through it now real quick. I mean, we're already over 3 hours. Um, so okay, call number one. Um, so we stopped at eggplant comparison. She constantly wants validation from him and words of affirmation. He constantly has to get her back on track. He said, "Suck it up. The prices are what they are." But I was thought that was kind of ironic coming from Mr. Evictions. He said she needs to focus on making as much money as possible. He said, "You're the fox. Keep it kosher." I was like, "What does that mean?" But whatever. He said, "I have to save. I have to." He said, "I have to save your mental." His friend, "Are you going to suck it?" So he said to his friend, "Are you going to suck it up or what?" Then he said something about a conditional bank versus, and I was like, is he talking about a conventional bank? That was weird. Um, my friend, not my girl, not my boo. So when he called her his friend, um, and then she said, "I love you" again. And then he it's like he just never answers. Call number two, she opened up with that first "I love you." And again, he did not answer. No to, oh God, when he said no, no, it's a no to the high end ponytail. He said no, no, no to the high end ponytail. And then he told her she should do an afro. I died. She was trying to do a sophisticated ponytail as if there's such a look, maybe there is a sophisticated ponytail. Okay, fine. She said quality of inmates these days are really going down. She was going on a trip to Cleveland. She said, "I love you" 2 times. He never responds. So that was 3 times. She says, "I love you" to him. And she says she was effed up over him. She met a guy today, but she's picky and she's also unavailable. Nesto still not responding. She talked about being okay when she's alone in her room, so more references to her being like in a room type situation and not having an apartment. So the fact that she rents a room somewhere and doesn't even have like she doesn't have her own place. She rents a room somewhere, so it sounds to me. Call number three, she was doing that slick talking. She says, "I love you." And he says, "I know that. I know that part for a fact." And then I wrote, "I'm dead." I screamed. That was my note. If you can see your bones in your butt, it's not big. I thought that was funny. She claims to wear a zero short. And she got some ugly bell bottom pants. She says, "Do you want?" And he says to her, "Oh, so you want a BBL now?" And she was like, "No, I'm happy with my body from the 90s." He said, "Oh," and then she talked about the shorts, and he says, "I wasn't looking that hard." And she said she had on some tight little shorts at the gas station, which is so classy. And then again, he finally says, after all of that, he finally says, I love you very much. That was it. That's my list. So we'll watch it tomorrow. We'll get into it. Y'all, 3.5 hours. This is ridiculous. We have gone redamn donkulous. Okay. We're gonna when Farrah goes back to school next week, we're gonna be back on our cute little 1 hours. Okay. If I have to set an egg timer, okay. We're gonna be back real cute, right, Miss Helena? We're gonna be back cute at an hour, hour and a half, and then maybe like once or twice a week. Did someone say, I was about to say, did I see strong mommy Chrissy? Girl, I thought I was like, what is that? Okay, all callers. The callers were always great. Joey started it out and we ended it up with Vicky. You guys are great. And I appreciate everyone who like kind of holds on and gives everybody like 15, 20 minutes to kind of say what they want to say. I like to keep it to 2, 3 minutes, but it's almost impossible. We're going to have to get like one day we will do something like a speed round type thing where it's going to be like literally the timer is going to be on, but we're not there yet. I don't mind letting you guys have like 5, 10 minutes, but definitely if you're thinking you want to talk about a bunch of different things, yes, have your notes. But yeah, it's fun. And I do tomorrow when we do the reaction, it'll just be comments and stuff. It'll just be me because I saw one of the sisses just wants, she likes when I kind of just solo up here. And that's cool. And I appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys enjoy just me because, um, sometimes people do panels so much that they don't even want to hear the person who is the channel holder anymore. They love the panels. So I appreciate that y'all still love just, listening to me. So thank you very much for that. I take that as a compliment and it was not rude. You said it perfectly. Say what you mean, don't say it mean. There was nothing wrong with it. So yes, thank you. Thank you for that feedback. That's why I try not to do too many call-in nights because I don't want to become call-in dependent. So that we're like it's always like a call-in thing. Because we kind of still, stick with our little format and everything. They need to pay for listening to all the girl, all this free good advice they get from over here. Are you kidding me? Um, okay. Oh, girl, J Fox, we gonna work on that. We gonna work on that. The one person who said that she was trying to get who was she trying to get Christian and Jada Pickett. I was like, sis, that was so funny. She made me laugh. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna let you guys go because it's late now. It's midnight and I need to go. We've been on here for a minute. I told myself and I said I'm not gonna say anything to everybody, but I'm gonna be on here for like about I'm gonna be off of here in 2 hours. I'm gonna try and get to bed before midnight. Y'all, good thing I'd already made a good dinner and all of that. But you guys are awesome. Thank you for all of the likes. Thank you for all of the super stickers. Thank you for the cash apps. You guys spoil me, and I so appreciate you guys supporting the channel and all of that. So, and then watching. Okay, that's very important. Malasitas. Okay, good night, Malasitas. Can you believe it? That man. Okay. But yeah, we're not giving Sonia any credit. Just know that she's just kind of like she's a necessary evil, if you will. But we're not giving her much credit. But she's just around. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. This is gonna listen to this metaphor I'm gonna make, or this okay. Um it's like when you have a dog and you got to deal with cleaning up poop in the backyard. I mean, it's just part of what you got to deal with and having that cute little puppy. You can have shit in the backyard, right? Sonya is the poop in the backyard. We got to deal with her. Okay? She's just it's part of the story, right? she's just she's just part of what goes with the territory. You know what I mean? Dogs are gonna throw up, dogs are gonna poop and pee in the house, but we love them. We love them, right? Um, let Nesto have his little friend. That keeps the story interesting, right? She's the poop in the backyard. Okay. So, all right. Anyway, guys, you guys are awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try and come early, but it's Saturday. We'll see what happens. But we need to because that way I can kind of have a little bit left of my afternoon. But I got to go to Love Lies and Lace Fronts because I was not there today at all. I was absent from LX3. Um, so praying for Mr. George, praying for Vicky's grandfather. Let the prayer go up and the blessings come down. And the healing has already begun. At the end of the day, like I said, the good news is that he was able to survive. I mean, that's good news. He survived 45 miles per hour in a scooter. Like that's incredible, right? And made it through the night. Making it through the night is huge. The first 24 hours are crucial. And he's in healing mode right now. So it sounds like he's comfortable. He's on pain medication and all of those things. So yes, keep Vicky lifted in and her grandfather because they're all going to need it. So anyway, guys, I hope that you have a good evening and we'll get together tomorrow. Okay. And you guys are so sweet. So I know that the family appreciates that very much. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.